He was clearly handsome, yet he peeked at his junior sister's bathing every day. He even stole his beautiful master's silk stockings. All because Lin Xiao had transmigrated into a novel as the villainous senior brother. His only mission was to be killed by the protagonist Yi Chun so he could return to Earth. But just as Lin Xiao was ready to die, Yi Chun was suddenly kicked away by a junior sister who rushed over. The usually gentle junior sisters all turned Yandere, saying they would protect the best senior brother in the world and tear Yi Chun into pieces. And it wasn't just the junior sisters. Even the cold and pure master suddenly acted strange. She licked her lips and pushed Lin Xiao onto the bed. Lin Xiao had transmigrated into a power fantasy novel as a villain, and only by playing his role properly could he go back to Earth and reunite with his family. Obediently, Lin Xiao took the dirty potion the system gave him and poured it into the river. When the junior sister Lu Yingying's spirit pet went mad from the polluted water, Lin Xiao ambushed her from behind and grabbed her by the waist. He even pinned her to the ground with a pervy look, saying, "Let senior brother love you properly." According to the plot, this was when Yi Chun should appear to save the beauty. Lin Xiao's job was to mock and provoke Yi Chun, guiding him to say his iconic line, 30 years east of the river, 30 years west, don't bully the young and poor. Watching Yi Chun rush in with his sword, Lin Xiao was thrilled. Come kill me. System, I'm about to finish my mission. Yet in the next second, Yi Chun was kicked flying by the junior sister. She looked at Lin Xiao strangely. Senior brother, are you okay? Don't let this ugly freak ruin our moment. Where are we? I still want to keep going. Lin Xiao was completely confused. What's with this plot? Is his junior sister malfunctioning? Even worse, Lu Yingying showed a gentle smile. This filthy man dared touch my senior brother. Should I just kill him? Lin Xiao's pupils shook. The protagonist's harem wanted to kill the protagonist, and everything had fallen into chaos. Lin Xiao wanted to ask the system what was happening, but the system only showed updating. Please wait. Lin Xiao turned around in despair. Lu Yingying walked over with a wicked grin. Senior brother, come play with me. The pure and cute junior sister suddenly turned Yandere. Lin Xiao was so frightened he ran for his life. After he ran far away, Lu Yingying finally revealed a serious expression. It turned out that not long ago, a fragment of her past life memory suddenly appeared in her mind. In her previous life, Lu Yingying was exactly as Lin Xiao remembered, saved by Yi Chun like a hero rescuing beauty, and she eventually fell in love with him. But it wasn't until the novel's finale that she realized Yi Chun was a lustful, womanizing scumbag. Their sect was destroyed because of him, and the seemingly perverted Lin Xiao was actually the one who truly cared about her. So Lu Yingying kept her guard up and decided to investigate properly. She secretly followed Lin Xiao and discovered that the next day, he actually went down the mountain and rented an entire watermelon field. Yi Chun's pet mink had ruined many watermelons there, and the farmers wanted to smash it to death. But Lin Xiao stopped them. He grabbed a watermelon and stuffed it into the mink's mouth. You damn brat, you like eating my melons? Fine, eat until you explode. The mink burped nonstop, looking extremely happy. At that moment, Yi Chun rushed over. Let go of my mink. How dare you use low-class food, like watermelon, to insult my sacred beast? Lin Xiao thought. What an idiot. This little beast is clearly enjoying it. But to return to Earth as soon as possible, he had to follow the plot, step out, and declare he was the senior disciple of Qinglan Immortal Sect, forcing Yi Chun to apologize and pay compensation. As the child of destiny, Yi Chun couldn't tolerate such humiliation and swung his sword immediately. But unexpectedly, Lin Xiao was so weak he fled the moment he took a small hit. Yi Chun was speechless. So I'm already this strong? His resident old master, Elder Shi, slowly floated out. Young friend, you are far too impulsive. Yi Chun insisted that as the crown prince of Beichuan, even if he had fallen to the mortal world, he would never let low-born people insult him. He then struck the watermelon field's owner with a single palm, sending him flying. The other farmers were terrified and fell to their knees begging for mercy. This feeling of being worshipped made Yi Chun addicted, though he still pretended to be righteous. Fear not. I, Yi Chun, am upright and honorable. I never kill the innocent. Watching in secret, Lu Yingying almost threw up. This Yi Chun was such a disgusting hypocrite. How did her past self ever fall for someone like him? Even the useless senior brother was better than this scumbag. Lu Yingying planned to help the farmer who got blown away, but when she turned the corner, she found Lin Xiao, who had just run off, sneaking back. He handed the farmer a healing pill. "Sir, I'm sorry. Please take this." Seeing this, Lu Yingying froze. In her memory, senior brother was pervy and lecherous, but now she realized she had judged him wrong. She turned around and rushed back to the sect, determined to stop Yi Chun from becoming a disciple at any cost. Because the second senior sister, Gui Yurong, who handled recruitment, had already taken interest in Yi Chun and wanted to bring him up the mountain. The first trial on the mountain was called the Heaven Ascending Stairway. The disciples who came to seek apprenticeship looked at the towering stairway and were stunned. Only Yi Chun acted smug in the crowd. If you're scared of such a small trial, don't embarrass yourselves by coming here. The background characters gasped. It's Yi Chun? They say he's super gifted. Whoever offends him is doomed. Hearing the praise, Yi Chun was extremely pleased. He approached senior sister Yurong and saluted. Yi Chun greets Fairy Gua. Gui Yurong nodded calmly. Her stunning beauty made Yi Chun blush. He immediately asked if he could learn sword techniques from her. But as soon as he looked up, he saw Lin Xiao standing in front of him with crossed arms and a mocking face. The exam hasn't even started and you're already cozying up to the examiner? As the two were trash-talking, Lin Xiao's little follower suddenly jumped out. My senior brother is just hiding his true strength. Otherwise, he would have killed you already. He then pointed everyone to the top of the stairway, where Lin Xiao's name was carved. Lin Xiao had no idea how it happened, but having someone brag for him felt amazing. Yi Chun's fighting spirit ignited. He planned to break the record today, slap Lin Xiao in the face, and win Gui Yurong's heart. With a shout of the trial begins, countless contestants dashed toward the stairway. Yi Chun, worthy of being the protagonist, had physical abilities far above the background characters. He shot Lin Xiao a provocative look, as if he had already stepped on him. But Lin Xiao wasn't angry at all. He was recalling the plot from the original novel. Soon, he would use a pebble, secretly trip Yi Chun, act innocent after Yi Chun dodged it, then get warned by the overseer Gui Yurong, and finally ignore her warning and attack again, only to have Yi Chun catch the pebble and slap him back. Seeing everything going exactly as planned, Lin Xiao's eyes sparkled. Finally, this part of the plot is correct. Come on, hit me already. But suddenly, Yi Chun's body began sliding sideways, and he simply fell off the stairway. Lin Xiao was horrified. What the hell? The child of destiny. Don't tell me he's going to die from a fall. The people below were also shocked, except Lu Yingying, who revealed a determined gaze. Senior brother failed to stop him. Fine, I'll handle it. To stop Yi Chun from joining the sect, she had arranged her pet chameleon to hide at the top of the stairway a day earlier. And when Yi Chun was showing off, it knocked him down. The sight made Lin Xiao's heart pound wildly. Please don't let the protagonist die like this. But Yi Chun was cruel and ruthless. He scrambled up by grabbing onto other contestants, not only claiming he hadn't broken any rules, but also stirring up the contestants into a chaotic brawl, while he took advantage of the chaos and rushed toward the top. Seeing Yi Chun step onto the stair where his own name was carved, Lin Xiao secretly breathed a sigh of relief. Good, the plot is finally back on track. But the next second, a flying stone slammed into Yi Chun's chest, blasting him backward. Lu Yingying and Lin Xiao were stunned. Neither of us acted. Who did that? They turned their heads. And it was the second senior sister, the one who used to favor Yi Chun. Her expression was deadly serious, her eyes full of disgust. She glared at Yi Chun and said, as expected, "You're not worthy of entering our sect." It turned out that junior sister Gui Yurong had also awakened her heavenly fate memories. After observing everything just now, she concluded that Yi Chun was a despicable person. She turned to Lin Xiao and said, someone like him was never worthy of becoming a disciple. Don't you agree, senior brother? Lin Xiao nodded frantically. Yes, 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 you're absolutely right, junior sister. But weren't you the one who liked him at first? Yi Chun lay on the stairway, his face flushed red. He tried to repeat his old trick and use other contestants to climb up, but they saw through him and kicked him away. After repeated failures, Yi Chun decided to draw on the power of the old man inside his ring, forcing his way to the top. But Gui Yurong also released her power, determined to stop Yi Chun no matter the cost. Lin Xiao was stunned. Junior sister, what exactly are you trying to do? If the protagonist fails the apprenticeship test, how is the story supposed to continue? In desperation, Lin Xiao made a reckless move and hugged the second senior sister in front of everyone. She stared at him in confusion. Senior brother, what are you doing? Lin Xiao was drenched in cold sweat. He acted on impulse and hadn't thought of what to say next. He could only whisper in her ear, "Stop. You're wrong. Everyone is watching." The crowd burst into gossiping whispers, and the second senior sister's cheeks instantly turned red. She grabbed Lin Xiao by the collar and threw him over her shoulder, slamming him onto the ground. She originally wanted to scold him for ruining everything, but then she saw Lin Xiao give her a gentle smile. Junior sister, things like this, let me handle them. She froze on the spot, a strange warmth rising in her heart. Senior brother, is he protecting my reputation? He's surprisingly gentle. At that moment, the crowd suddenly screamed. Look at Yi Chun, powered by the old master inside the ring. Yi Chun broke the record in one breath, even crashing into the giant finishing stone. Covered in blood, he stood up and pointed at Lin Xiao, shouting, "This hatred, I will repay 100-fold in the future." Seeing this, the second senior sister realized the child of destiny wasn't easy to kill, and Lin Xiao had drawn aggro to protect her. Her feelings for him deepened. After returning, she attempted to report Yi Chun's actions, stating bluntly that his heart was wicked and he was unfit to join Qinglan Immortal Sect. But the elders in the sect actually chose to protect Yi Chun, which made the second senior sister even more convinced that Yi Chun was a disaster waiting to happen. Meanwhile, Lin Xiao went to the sect's alchemy room, acting all arrogant while lecturing the junior disciples. Unexpectedly, the system prompted, villain persona restored. Reward, grade 5 alchemy. Lin Xiao was stunned. System, I'm begging you. I just want to be a small-time villain. Don't shove cheat skills down my throat. Though, kicking out the protagonist and becoming the main character himself didn't sound impossible. But Lin Xiao quickly rejected the idea. I only want to go back to Earth and reunite with my family. I don't care about being a protagonist. For now, the most important thing was stealing pills. While teasing junior sister Yurong, who had spotted him, Lin Xiao instantly put on a pervy expression. Junior sister, every time I see you, two idioms come to mind. Boundless like the sea, and greatness comes from tolerance. He thought junior sister would scold him like in the original plot, but instead, she shyly tucked her hair behind her ear. Senior brother, you really think so? How does Yurong compare to the other sisters? Lin Xiao collapsed inside. Why is your reaction completely wrong? But wanting to return home, he forced himself to drag the plot back. He bluntly said, I'm going to do something bad. I'm looking for pills so I can harm someone. Yet Gui Yurong didn't follow the script at all. She directly offered him a pill. Is senior brother looking for this 7-Ju pill? Lin Xiao thought. Why is this with you? Though confused, he still snatched it immediately. While saying he would poison the person he hated most, he secretly watched her reaction, thinking, I'm acting so out of character. She should suspect me by now, right? Little did he know, to his second senior sister who had read the script, Lin Xiao's behavior was adorably dumb. She thought, senior brother is so silly and cute. I really want to protect him. Why didn't I notice before? Just moments after Lin Xiao left with the pill, the beautiful master teacher, known as the #1 beauty of the cultivation world, slowly opened her eyes inside her cave dwelling. And the next part of the plot was Lin Xiao sneaking into her room to steal her stockings while she was bathing. Earlier that day, Lin Xiao received the plot mission, steal the stockings. So he sneakily approached his master's room. He pushed the door open and took one glance. His face instantly turned red. On the floor were half-empty wine jars and scattered clothes everywhere. Tiptoeing inside to look around, Lin Xiao was full of question marks. The outer skirt and doo-doo were on the floor, but where were the stockings? Seeing the trail of clothes, Lin Xiao suddenly went full detective mode. The master must have been drunk and hot, took off her layers one by one, and went to the bath, which meant the stockings were probably in the bathroom. Lin Xiao quickly stuffed something into his pocket and hid it, excitement spreading across his face. Not because of any fetish, but because completing this mission would make his master treat him as a pervert, abolish him, and let him die in the story, so he could return home. But Lin Xiao didn't know that his master had seen everything. Not only did she show no disgust, she remained perfectly calm. So my obedient disciple really came to steal my stockings. Could those scenes in the memory all be true? It turned out that Xiao Hongling had also received the heavenly Tao memories. In the original plot, she crippled Lin Zhao's spirit root and gave her formless sword body to Yi Chun, which eventually led to the sect's downfall. The images in her mind filled Xiao Hongling with fury. I actually bowed to a man and even gave away my sword body. Yi Chun, Lin Xiao, you two really make this matter entertaining. The corners of her lips lifted. Since I know the future's cause and effect, I won't let any of it happen again. Meanwhile, Lin Xiao, right after finishing the Steal the Stockings plot, rushed to find Yi Chun. After stealing them, he still had to provoke Yi Chun and make him expose his crime. Lin Xiao took out the embarrassing video of Yi Chun tumbling down the heavenly ladder. You look so cool rolling and crawling to break the record. When you have a son, you must let me see him. Yi Chun gritted his teeth, wanting to rush forward and fight Lin Xiao to the death. But neither of them knew that the second senior sister was spying. At that moment, a pale hand pressed onto her shoulder. It turned out the beautiful master was also secretly following Lin Xiao. Xiao Hongling put a finger to her lips, signaling for silence as the two continued watching the show. The two women showed guarded expressions, ready to jump out and help if anything went wrong. But Yi Chun was busy fighting wits with the air, thinking Lin Xiao must have some hidden trump card and was provoking him on purpose. In the end, he only drew his sword and glared at Lin Xiao, then turned around and left. The two hiding women finally breathed a sigh of relief. Xiao Hongling even looked intrigued. I didn't expect Liner to have such courage. If not for his poor aptitude, he would surely be a dragon among men. She immediately decided to give Lin Xiao some special training tonight. Lin Xiao knew nothing about this. Like a top-tier actor, he finished acting out the protagonist scene, then rushed to the next part of the plot, picking a fight in front of the third junior sister, Chu Yue, to bully Yi Chun. In the original plot, Chu Yue fiercely protected Yi Chun. Their duet of zither and sword was considered a beautiful match. Seeing this harmonious scene, Lin Xiao laughed. Looks like this part will be easy. But the next second, Yi Chun suddenly coughed up 3 mouthfuls of old blood. The old grandpa in his ring warned, "Young friend, this girl hid killing intent within her music. Listening too long harms the organs." Yi Chun was shocked. There was murderous intent in the tune. He looked up and saw Chu Yue's icy gaze. "No one disturbs my practice. I only want to test your depth, but you're this useless?" The tense atmosphere between them completely fried Lin Zhao's CPU. "Why are you two fighting? Weren't we supposed to beat me, the villain?" So he quickly jumped in and recited several lines mocking Yi Chun. The moment Yi Chun saw Lin Xiao, he glared viciously. "You again. You must have forced the beauty to attack me. You deceitful scum who misleads innocent girls. Today, I'll uphold justice." Just as Yi Chun drew his weapon, Chu Yue shouted, "Insolence! How dare you bully my senior brother?" A powerful wave of music blasted both of them away. Lying on the ground, Lin Xiao felt dead inside. Great, the plot went crooked again. But at least I got injured, should still count, right? So Lin Xiao got up, spat out a few tough lines, and ran off, leaving behind a saddened Chu Yue. "Oh no, I didn't mean it. I just wanted to vent for senior brother. How'd I end up hurting him too?" Feeling guilty, Chu Yue hugged her zither and knocked on Lin Zhao's door at midnight. "Senior brother, are you still awake?" Seeing a junior sister visiting in the middle of the night, Lin Xiao closed his eyes and took a deep breath. As a villain, encountering a junior sister at night meant he had to tease her. "Yue has grown so tall. Come, let's senior brother check your body," he said while reaching out his pervy hands. But to his shock, Chu Yue whose cultivation far surpassed his, neither dodged nor retreated. Instead, she shyly leaned closer. Lin Zhao's first instinct was to step back. If this continued, the plot would collapse. But then he thought, a villain must act like a villain. A junior sister delivering herself to the door. How could he push her away? So he reached out again. Unfortunately, her zither swung up and smacked him right on the head. Lin Zhao covered his bleeding nose. As expected, you can't touch the protagonist's future wife. Heaven smites villains instantly. As he complained about his miserable fate, Chu Yue knelt down and pulled him into her arms. So, it's fine when the heroine touches me, huh? After a brief daze, Lin Zhao asked why she had come. The girl looked troubled and said she wanted to ask him to accompany her down the mountain for some repairs and repainting. But this plot didn't exist in the original script, and tomorrow was the crucial moment when Yi Chun climbed the mountain. Lin Zhao refused instantly. Hearing this, Chu Yue tugged softly on his clothes. Senior brother, please? Lin Zhao wanted to refuse, but simply couldn't resist. He retreated into his room, leaning against the door, short of breath. Thankfully, at that moment, a message came from the master. He was summoned to Tiannu Cliff. Lin Zhao was full of question marks again. What's going on tonight? This wasn't in the script. Still, he obediently arrived outside Xiao Hongling's room. His heart pounded. Was it the bathing incident from before, or stealing her stockings exposed? This had to be the calm before the storm. Yet a sweet, seductive, slightly tipsy voice came from inside. Obedient disciple, come in quickly. If you don't, your master will be angry. Lin Zhao's face instantly darkened. What is wrong with my master? She's actually acting cute at me. Lin Zhao carefully pushed the door open, only to see Xiao Hongling drenched in drunken charm, curling her finger at him. Disciple, I haven't seen you in so long. Come, let your master take a good look at you. Before he could react, a pink energy wrapped tightly around him, dragging him straight into Xiao Hongling's arms. She smirked wickedly and trailed her finger down his chest, making Lin Zhao explode internally. Master, don't go any lower. But instead of stopping, she whispered that she wanted to do something fun with him. Lin Zhao thought she would push him onto the bed, but the space behind him suddenly twisted, and in an instant, he appeared atop a cliff. From the sky came Xiao Hongling's seductive voice. Obedient disciple, come duel with your master. Lin Zhao was full of question marks. Why is a peerless fairy saying stuff like duel in that tone? Before he could refuse, a purple divine, sword radiating supreme power, appeared in the sky. Only then did he realize the master was completely serious. He shouted, sword, come, summoning his own life-bound sword, Yin Mengzi, preparing to fight. But her cultivation was overwhelming. Lin Zhao couldn't defend at all. He was soon blasted off the cliff by sword aura, thinking he was surely done for. Yet the same violent sword aura suddenly caught him from behind. Xiao Hongling floated in the air, smiling proudly. Watch closely, disciple. This move is called Sword Intent Baptism, the sword immortal at one step. Lightning-like sword aura instantly transformed into warm golden lotus petals. As Lin Zhao was still confused, his master leaned in. Shower, endure it. Your master is coming in. Lin Zhao tried to say, that wording is wrong. Coming in where? Wait. A sharp pain erupted from below. His master had stabbed him clean through with her sword. As his consciousness faded, he saw her eyes turn resolute. My disciple shall dominate the world, stride across the stars, and bow to no one. As Lin Zhao fainted, Yi Chun, down at the foot of the mountain, suddenly jolted awake. He sensed that a great opportunity meant for him had been stolen. The old man in his ring quickly warned him. This place is dangerous. We should leave. But Yi Chun refused to back down. In his mind, I'm the child of destiny. Why would I be afraid? If someone dares steal my opportunity, I'll go up the mountain and kill him right now. Little did he know, before he could kill anyone, the three junior sisters, who had awakened the memories of heaven, had already gathered outside his room, sharing a single thought. Yi Chun must die. In the original plot, the Azure Wind Immortal Sect was invaded by the Demon Gate because of Yi Chun. The elders and disciples fought bravely, but every one of them died. In the end, Only Xiao Hongling and her 3 disciples remained. They desperately hoped Yi Chun would come to save them. But Xiao Hongling coldly said he wouldn't. He had already gone to a higher world, probably flirting with some holy maiden. Then she told them to stand. Disciples of Azure Wind die, standing, never kneeling. A Minotaur-like demon grinned wickedly, already envisioning their fate. But at that moment, Yi Chun appeared with another girl and saved the day. He effortlessly slaughtered all demons present, then walked to Lu Yingying and extended his hand. I'm late. Luckily, you're safe. Seeing the corpses of their fellow disciples, Lu Yingying's eyes turned venomous. At a time like this, that's all you can say? Yi Chun was confused. He looked at the other 2 girls. Both were glaring at him with equal hatred. Then Xiao Hongling's voice came from behind. Why is your timing always so convenient? Yi Chun. Who are you really? Why does everyone tied to you suffer, while you always walk away with the greatest gains? Xiao Hongling finally saw the truth. Yi Chun was the true enemy of the Qinglan immortal sect. She raised her sword to kill him. But suddenly, a bolt of heavenly lightning struck down. Rong Rong and Wei Wei hurried to support her. Yet Yi Chun only frowned. Master, I'm the child of destiny. How could you think of opposing me? He once again extended his hand toward the 4 women, but a mysterious voice echoed in their minds. Do you wish to try again? Countless memories flashed before their eyes. They saw Lin Xiao repeatedly opposing Yi Chun and finally understood everything. Those fragments turned into golden light and merged into their present minds. To prevent the tragedy from happening again, the 3 sisters decided to kill Yi Chun tonight, never allowing him to join the Qinglan immortal sect. Meanwhile, Yi Chun was asleep in his room. Seeing the perfect moment, Lu Yingying whispered to her spirit beast, Little Meow, it's time. Use your claws and tear that scum into actual scum. Just as Little Meow was about to charge into Yi Chun's room to finish him, it suddenly noticed a disturbance nearby. A red and a blue blast of powerful energy streaked through the air behind it. Lu Yingying immediately warned, Little Meow, watch out. Little Meow dodged in a hurry, and the 2 energy waves vanished into thin air with a booming clap of thunder across the sky. Meanwhile, Yi Chun frowned in his sleep, thinking, such loud thunder. At that moment, Elder Shur in his ring warned, Young friend, wake up, there's danger. Yi Chun woke up at once, grabbed his sword and walked outside. But when he reached the rooftop, he found nothing but silence. Confused, he muttered, what's going on? There's nothing here. He turned to the ring again. Elder Shur, are you going senile? Did you mishear? Elder Shur immediately protested, impossible. I clearly sensed 3 strong, killing, intense locking onto your room. This Qinglan mountain is far from ordinary. Yi Chun began to doubt him. Elder Shur, are you trying to scare me so I won't climb Qinglan mountain? Elder Shur hurriedly explained, young friend, how could you think that? Would I lie to you? Yi Chun still didn't believe him. He turned back toward his room. Enough, enough. The Qinglan immortal sect's recruitment ceremony is tomorrow. I need sleep. Elder Shur, be quiet. Don't bother me again. Meanwhile, in the bushes, Gui Yurong was shaken. What happened? My full power sword strike disappeared completely. On the other side, Chu Yue was just as confused. Why did my zither strike hit him? I clearly aimed at him. So the 2 decided to try again. Back in the inn, Yi Chun held his waist and complained, this bed is way too hard. My back is killing me. At that moment, Elder Shur sensed danger once more. Warning, careful behind you. But when Yi Chun turned around, he saw nothing. Staring at the lightning flickering across the sky, Yi Chun froze for a moment, then looked speechlessly at Elder Shur. Elder Shur, have you ever heard the story of the boy who cried wolf? Elder Shur pointed outside in panic. There really was danger just now. If this old man lies, may lightning strike me down. Yi Chun didn't take it seriously at all. Old man, you can eat whatever you want, but you can't talk nonsense. You're already just a wandering soul. If lightning hits you again, I can't save you. Meanwhile, hiding in the bushes, Gui Yurong angrily punched a tree. Damn it, it failed again. Chu Yue and Lu Yingying were just as furious. Just like the memories said, the heavens protect him. We'll need another chance to kill him. At the same time, as Lin Zhao's eyelids grew heavy, he seemed to see a memory that didn't belong to him. A scene where he stole his master's stockings and was exposed by Yi Chun during the disciple ceremony, with everyone accusing him of being a disgusting pervert. Enraged, he waited until his master fell asleep, then secretly took the forbidden artifact, the absolute black lotus, from her bedside, intending to kill Yi Chun with it. But all that awaited him was failure, and he was thrown into the sex reflection cliff, while his two junior sisters looked at him with deep disappointment. "Senior brother, how could you do this?" Lin Xiao was speechless. He wanted to explain to his master, but soon learned that Master Xiao Hongling was utterly disappointed in him and even planned to gift the immaterial sword intent to Yi Chun to compensate him, driving him insane. And Gui Yurong even kicked him aside. Gui Yurong glared at him in disgust. As the chief disciple, he dared violate a junior sister. He had completely disgraced Divine Luan Peak. She tossed him a dagger. "If you still have dignity, end yourself." Lin Xiao let out a hopeless laugh. "I'm tired, let everything end." Then he stabbed his own heart, and the sharp pain made him suddenly wake up, realizing the memory he saw did not belong to him, because right now, he was staring into his master's gentle, almost melting gaze. "My good disciple, you're awake." Only then did Lin Xiao notice he was resting on his beautiful master's lap, and the sword that pierced him earlier was just to channel the immaterial sword intent into him. Hearing his master say his future strength would skyrocket, Lin Xiao was stunned. Since all inner disciples could forge their life-bound swords, which grew alongside them and could even awaken a sword spirit, his lack of a sword spirit was why he was once considered a useless senior brother. Yet now, the protagonist's greatest cheat, the immaterial sword, had fallen into his hands, making Lin Xiao anxious. He even feared that during tomorrow's duel, he might accidentally stab Yi Chun to death. Seeing her disciple's defeated expression, Master Xiao Hongling handed him the wine cup she had just drunk from. "Good disciple, what are you thinking? Come, have a sip." Lin Xiao eyed the wine jar. "Master, you just drank from this. If I drink directly, wouldn't that be improper?" Her playful smile deepened. "Improper? Then resting on my lap, was that proper?" Lin Xiao quickly sat up and apologized, and his flustered face made Xiao Hongling laugh. She brushed her hair aside, leaned straight into his arms, whispering softly in his ear, "Tell me, my disciple, do you think your master is beautiful?" Lin Xiao almost doubted his own eyes. His usually cold and elegant master was looking at him like a shy girl, waiting eagerly for his reply. So he immediately started showering her with praise. "Master, you're truly breathtaking, like the moon hanging in the sky." But Master pouted in dissatisfaction and whispered, so only he could hear, "Since you think your master is the moon, why did you steal my stockings?" Lin Xiao froze on the spot. So Master knew all along. Just as he struggled to find an explanation, his master waved her hand. "Oh, I'm teasing you." Her expression suddenly turned serious as she instructed him. "If anyone dares provoke you or threatens Divine Luan Peak, you must kill them. Whatever happens, I will bear the consequences." Lin Zhao's heart skipped a beat. He suddenly had a very bad feeling. Did Master discover something? The next day, at the disciple recruitment ceremony, Yi Chun slowly walked out from the crowd, fantasizing with Elder Shi about joining Qinglan Immortal Sect, building a massive harem, and stealing every great opportunity. When Lin Xiao descended on his flying sword, drawing gasps from all the disciples around him at his ethereal appearance, except Yi Chun, who looked at him with disdain. Just a pretty boy with nothing inside. I landed right in front of him, and seeing the protagonist Yi Chun, my desire to follow the plot burned fiercely. So I immediately unloaded a wave of insults. "Brat, didn't I warn you last night? You still dare come? Looking for death?" The lines were a bit embarrassing, but honestly, cursing him felt amazing. Yi Chun's face darkened instantly as he listened, clearly wanting to kill me on the spot. Seeing Yi Chun's dark and twisted expression, I secretly celebrated. Yeah, first round of taunting, complete success. My character setting never collapses. The tension between us instantly ignited. But I didn't care at all, because all I had to do was wait for the beauty saving the hero plot to unfold. As Guai Yurong descended slowly on her flying sword, Lin Xiao thought, here comes the woman who's supposed to save him. But the plot didn't follow the script at all. Guai Yurong saw Yi Chun bowing to her politely, and without a single word, she slapped him so hard he flew 800 meters away. Yi Chun was sent flying like a rag doll. Everyone froze in shock. So the gentle, ladylike Guai Yurong was actually a violent brute. In the next second, she appeared before Lin Xiao with a shy expression. Sorry, senior brother, did I scare you? A mortal like that dares insult you. He deserved the hit. The broken plot and chaotic character development left Lin Xiao utterly helpless. Meanwhile, Yi Chun, after being humiliated repeatedly, started doubting Elder Shi, thinking the old man was tricking him and that Qinglan Immortal Sect had no opportunities at all. Elder Shi protested desperately while urging Yi Chun to leave this place at once. When Yi Chun actually seemed to be considering leaving Qinglan Immortal Sect, Lin Xiao panicked. Don't listen to that old fossil. I'm a stepping stone villain who gives you free points. Please pull yourself together. Don't embarrass your own villain. Perhaps Yi Chun heard Lin Xiao's inner voice because he gripped his sword and declared a dramatic, edgy line. If heaven abandons me, I will defy the heavens. That green-eyed, killing intent all over look on Yi Chun's face actually made me happy for the first time. My man really is the protagonist. This kingly aura is perfect. Come on, chop me down. But senior sister Yurong rushed in first. Senior brother, this man wants to harm you. I quickly stopped her. I said I wanted a man-to-man duel with Yi Chun. Yurong blushed and nodded. She trusted me. But according to the Heavenly Tao memories, Yi Chun's beast would expose my stealing the stockings incident at any moment. After thinking it over, she still decided to stop me. Left aside, Yi Chun was furious. How dare you flirt in front of me? Just as he was about to attack, a giant fire phoenix swept down from the sky. I grinned. Here comes the biggest trump card in Yi Chun's harem from the original story. The head of Fengming Peak of Qinglan Immortal Sect, Su Mei. A pair of long white legs landed lightly as Su Mei descended in her gold-red feather robe. The moment she opened her eyes, all disciples sprayed nosebleeds. So beautiful. Peak Master Su is insane. I folded my arms, recalling Su Mei's original personality, and also couldn't stop my own nosebleed. Guai Yurong also realized the Heavenly Tao memories were shifting, while Yi Chun was still daydreaming with Elder Shi about his glorious future. I took a deep breath. All the junior sisters' personalities had gone off the rails. Su Mei was my last hope. When Su Mei walked past me, I followed the original plot and put on that annoying, pervy grin. I pulled out a bouquet of roses. Elder Su, these flowers are big and white. Perfect for you. Su Mei glanced at the roses, then at my irritating smile. Instead of getting mad, she leaned in. Lin Xiao, your mouth is so sweet. I'll take them. I almost lost my mind. Elder Su, why is your reaction completely wrong? What's worse, her tone even had a hint of jealousy. I'm so envious of Sister Hongling for having a disciple like you. She then shot a look at Yi Chun. Under my hopeful gaze, her life-bound divine phoenix sword erupted, forming 9 flaming phoenixes that crushed down on him. How dare you offend a disciple of Qinglan Immortal Sect? Yi Chun, who had been acting tough moments ago, instantly deflated. I was so anxious I felt my hair falling out. If I saved Yi Chun, my villain persona would collapse. If I didn't, the plot wouldn't continue. Thankfully, Elder Yuan Yi arrived riding his wild boar and stopped Su Mei. I screamed inside, lifesaver. Although Elder Yuan Yi wasn't a good person, acting aloof while actually being an undercover agent from the demonic sect, he did save Yi Chun, so I figure I should at least thank him. The two experts exchanged a few polite words. Suddenly, Su Mei turned around and asked about my condition with great concern. I said I was fine. But then I saw Su Mei walking straight toward me, and I yelled internally, "Don't come over!" Yet Su Mei still pressed herself against him, blowing warm air by his ear. Your talent is extraordinary. Why not leave Divine Yuan Peak and come into my embrace? Elder Su will teach you well. After finishing this very misleading speech, she twisted her waist and walked away, leaving me stunned. Was this in the original plot? Did I read a pirated version? Little did I know, big sister, Sue, May had also gained heavenly down memories and found me more and more pleasing to the eye. She even planned to steal me from Xiao Hongling. Meanwhile, Elder Yuan, Yi, and Yi Chun were chatting happily. I grabbed my head in despair. The entire plot is a mess now. What am I supposed to do? Then the disciple recruitment ceremony began, and according to the plot, I sent Yi Chun a poisonous pill. I even deliberately exposed a flaw in front of him, thinking he would notice the pill was suspicious and publicly expose me. Who would have thought Yi Chun stared at the pill for a few seconds, then tossed it straight into his mouth. My pupils shook. Is the protagonist actually an idiot? But Yi Chun wasn't stupid. He was a little crafty. The moment he saw the pill, he noticed something wrong. Elder Shur in the ring told him to keep the pill as evidence and report me to the Qinglan Immortal Sect elders. But Yi Chun refused. His mind spun, and he decided to play along, relying on his purple mist pill Dao training, which allowed him to resist toxins below grade 5. He planned to use this as a self-harm scheme to ruin Lin Xiao. With a gulp, he swallowed the pill, revealing a sinister smile. Lin Xiao, just wait for your doom. But his swagger lasted less than 3 seconds. He realized the pill's toxicity was dozens of times stronger than he expected. The moment it hit, Yi Chun spewed blood from all 7 orifices and practically exploded in the crowd. Elder Shur panicked. This pill is wrong, my friend. I was just about to warn you. You acted too rashly. Yi Chun trembled with rage. You old bastard. Why didn't you say so earlier? He hurled the ring containing Elder Shur's soul. Stupid ring. I don't need you anymore. Seeing this, Sister Yurong smirked proudly. It was her pill. Meanwhile, Yi Chun realized he was genuinely about to die, so he crawled toward the discarded ring, put it back on, and apologized humbly. The old man didn't hold it against him and even passed him a new cultivation method. Yi Chun burst into grateful tears. This old guy still saved me. I guess I'd better listen to him from now on. But when Elder Shur proposed leaving the Qinglan Immortal Sect, Yi Chun rejected the idea without even thinking, because he assumed Lin Xiao must be laughing his head off right now, and he had to get revenge and slap him in the face hard. Yet when he turned around, Lin Xiao was actually looking at him with worry, and even showed relief once he saw Yi Chun was alive. Yi Chun jolted. Wasn't this guy trying to kill him? Why was he giving him that weird look? Could he be some kind of pervert? Little did he know Lin Xiao was relieved. Thank goodness Yi Chun survived, or he'd have no plot left to act out as a villain. But since the poison pill plot failed, Lin Xiao decided to reveal his villain role using his master's white silk stockings, which should definitely work. Sure enough, Yi Chun soon recovered to full health and, just like in the original storyline, stepped onto the arena, openly declaring he wanted to fight Lin Xiao. Lin Xiao trash-talked non-stop while cheering inwardly. The plot was finally back on track. Yet in the next second, Wei Wei Jr.'s sister stepped in front of him with her Guqin. You're not worthy of being senior brother's opponent. I'll fight you instead. With her appearance, the onlookers gasped in unison. Lin Xiao's peach blossom luck was insane. First a gorgeous senior aunt, now a stunning junior sister. Everyone was jealous, while Lin Xiao nearly cried. It's not like that. Stop talking nonsense. He instinctively reached for her hand to stop her, only to find that her once fair and soft fingers were now covered in wounds. Lin Xiao instantly realized she had secretly practiced the heart-devouring demon melody from the heavenly sound sword Qin arts for this battle, a move that harms the enemy 1,000 while hurting herself 800. Even when Yi Chun was surrounded by 800,000 troops in the original story, she never used it to help him. Lin Xiao couldn't help asking, "Junior sister, why?" Wei Wei answered with a gentle gaze. "Only by becoming stronger can I protect you, senior brother." Lin Xiao was deeply moved, yet utterly distressed. He wanted to tell her he was just a villain and not worth her kindness. But Wei Wei's eyes were firm. "Senior brother, you're the lone warrior who dares stand against Yi Chun. I was foolish before. Let me protect you this time." Lin Xiao held his head helplessly. She was clearly the one breaking the plot. "Please stop causing chaos here." Just as he was about to stop her, a bright green sword light flashed, and the beautiful master, Xiao Hongling, appeared with overwhelming presence. She ordered Wei Wei to step back and let Lin Xiao take this fight. Lin Xiao immediately accepted and even set up a villain's flag, boldly claiming he would take Yi Chen's head within 3 moves. But the next moment, the system popped up. Congratulations, host. Character restoration achieved. Sword Dao cultivation greatly increased. True essence strength greatly increased. Lin Xiao was dumbfounded. Wasn't he supposed to be a salted fish villain? Why was the system boosting him? Was it afraid he couldn't kill Yi Chen? Meanwhile, Master Xiao Hongling also revealed a terrifying gaze. Good disciple, remember what I told you last night. Find a chance to kill him. After saying that, she suddenly switched to a playful, adorable expression and blew Lin Xiao a flying kiss. Good disciple, do your best. If you win, Master will give you a special reward tonight. Lin Xiao felt helpless. Why did the whole world want him to kill Yi Chen? But when it came to villain acting, he would never lose. Thinking this, Lin Xiao thrust his sword forward. The move was full of openings, making Yi Chen's grin rise to one side. But the very next second, Lin Xiao's originally flimsy sword strike suddenly gained a layer of lightning and slashed toward Yi Chen with overwhelming force. Ding! Congratulations, host. Original character setting restored. Divine Thunder Sword technique triggered. Lin Xiao froze. Damn system, giving rewards now? Are you dying for the protagonist to be killed? Several heavenly thunderbolts crashed down from above. The entire Qinglan immortal sect gasped. This boy Xiao is terrifying. Wow, senior brother is so handsome. I'm in love. Big sister Sumei, however, thought deeper. She suspected someone forcefully infused power into Lin Xiao and naturally linked it to Xiao Hongling. Seeing Xiao Hongling's shy yet secretly pleased expression, Sumei instantly understood. So it was you, senior sister. You've also seen the future. Xiao Hongling, unaware of being misunderstood, gazed at Lin Xiao with sparkling eyes. Shower, is this a sword technique you created? You truly have the bearing of an emperor. Unlike the village's future hope Lin Xiao, protagonist Yi Chen felt utterly humiliated. After tanking Lin Xiao's sword, he nearly fell out of bounds. Seeing the two exchange blows evenly, cheers erupted from the audience. Yi Chen actually blocked it. He's so strong. Lin Xiao gripped his sword with both hands, muttering in his heart, "If I didn't hold back, you'd be a corpse already." Still, the unwilling fire in Yi Chen's eyes was perfect. Hurry up and counterattack. I'm waiting to get off work here. But surprisingly, Yi Chen suddenly dropped to his knees with a loud thud, clenching his fists and shouting in humiliation. I admit defeat. I will uphold my promise and apologize to your sect. Elders, please save me. Watching Yi Chen kneel, Lin Xiao turned to stone. I lowered my attack power to 30%. How are you surrendering, you coward? What he didn't know was that even 30% of his current strength was enough to terrify Yi Chen. If the Qinglan Immortal sect master hadn't stepped in to protect Yi Chen, Lin Xiao would have thought he was dreaming. Just when Yi Chen had lost all hope, his pet ferret suddenly jumped out. In the original story, it was this ferret's interference that exposed his pervert who stole Stocking's identity. Lin Xiao's eyes gleamed red. Ferret, I'm counting on you. Seeing the ferret pounce toward him, Lin Xiao closed his eyes and spread his arms, ready to proudly reveal to the whole world that he was the pervert who stole his master's silk stockings. But in the next moment, a sword aura struck the ferret down. Yi Chen panicked and looked toward the ferret, while Lin Xiao turned angrily, only to see that the one who attacked was none other than the beautiful master, Xiao Hongling. Standing high above, she scolded Yi Chen sternly. The outcome is decided, yet you still command your beast to ambush my disciple. You are utterly shameless. As soon as the top beauty of the Qinglan Immortal sect spoke, the disciples burst into heated whispers. Xiao Hongling even tossed Lin Xiao a flirtatious wink, as if saying, "Disciple, how was that? Didn't your master do great?" Lin Xiao completely broke down. Not only had several heroine personas collapsed, even the male lead had turned into a timid coward. Not even a deity could save this storyline now. Forget being a villain. He was done. The moment Lin Xiao decided to give up, a system warning flashed before his eyes, host's mindset dropping. Mission may fail at any moment. Are you sure you want to abandon the mission and the reward of attaining mortal world immortality? Standing on the stage, Lin Xiao fell into deep thought. The audience was confused. Didn't the senior brother win? Why did he look like the one who lost? A thought flashed through Lin Xiao's mind. Now that he had become stronger, perhaps staying in this world was the right choice. But the moment he thought of his family, pain surged through his chest. After all, he was just a transmigrator. Earth was his real home. With that in mind, Lin Xiao grabbed his weapon again. He decided to take one step at a time. First, investigate why all his junior sisters were acting off script. Then, smash Yi Chun, that pile of crap, against the wall. As soon as Lin Xiao reclaimed his villain role, the junior sisters all grew excited. One after another, they rushed toward him. Xiao Hongling showed a pleased smile. My disciple really is the best. Yet, something about Wei Wei and Yorong's attitude toward Xiao seemed unusual. As a master, Xiao Hongling should have been comforted by Lin Xiao's return. But watching him get along so closely with the two junior sisters, she suddenly felt a hint of disappointment, maybe even jealousy. With that thought, she quietly left. She didn't know Lin Xiao's mind was entirely on his gorgeous master. He clearly remembered her promise. As long as he defeated Yi Chun, he could claim a special reward. Then tonight, disciple will carefully examine master's body. No, wait, examine master's thoughts to see what went wrong. After defeating Yi Chun, Lin Xiao discovered the male lead had run into the forest to vent. He originally wanted to study why Yi Chun had changed so drastically, but the great protagonist had dropped all dignity. One scare, and he tensed up like he'd soil himself. If senior Uncle Yuan hadn't intervened, Lin Xiao suspected Yi Chun really might have peed. He stretched lazily in helplessness. Just as he was about to head back, junior sister Lu Yingying came running over, panting and shouting, "Senior brother, I'm here to save you." Lin Xiao froze. His eyes then dropped to her chest, 3 large dark pearls hanging there. They were the beast-taming demon orbs, her family heirloom treasure capable of controlling all beasts within a 1,000-mile radius. Lin Xiao nervously looked behind her. Sure enough, countless vicious-eyed beasts were charging toward them. And what unsettled the most was Lu Yingying's determined expression. I must protect the best senior brother in the world. After saying she would kill Yi Chun first and then abduct her senior brother, so he would belong to her alone, her classic Yander declaration made Lin Xiao shiver. She even showed killing intent toward Wei Wei and Yorong. Lin Xiao quickly used his head pat kill to calm her down. The moment he touched her head, Lu Yingying's eyes lit up brightly, obediently settling into his palm. Lin Xiao then pulled her aside, intending to use the pretty boy tactic to find out why the junior sisters' personalities had changed. Yingying, what exactly are you trying to do? The same Lu Yingying who had just tried to kill Yi Chun without blinking instantly became shy, twisting as she said she wanted to save her senior brother so he wouldn't be hurt by bad people. She also wanted to run far away with her senior brother and stay with him forever. Lin Xiao nearly fainted when he heard that. Being together forever with a 15-year-old, cute little lowly like Lu Yingying sounded very acceptable. He definitely wanted to try it. But he was confused. Her personality in the original story was nothing like this. Was his acting as a villain not good enough? Seeing Lin Xiao fall into hesitation, the magic beads on Lu Yingying's neck slowly dimmed. She suddenly dove into Lin Xiao's arms and rubbed herself against him several times. No matter what senior brother does, Yingying will always stay with you. Lin Xiao's face flushed red. He didn't know why, but the crisis seemed to have been resolved. Looking at the adorable Lu Yingying, he couldn't resist pinching her soft, springy little waist. Ah, senior brother, you're so bad. Hearing that, Lin Xiao, after long years of playing the villain, instinctively replied, "What? You won't let me touch you?" Lu Yingying shyly answered it was just too sudden. Then she buried her head into his chest again and kept rubbing against him. Ding, congratulations, host. Main story restored. Villain persona restored. Reward: the Qinglan Immortal Sect guarding Immortal Sword. Lin Xiao was dumbfounded. There was such a segment in the main story. With Lu Yingying's issue resolved, it was time to go to his master to receive his reward. Lin Xiao had a feeling the root of everything was with his master. When he entered the room, he saw Xiao Hongling crossing her legs and sitting on the bed in a seductive pose. You performed well today. You didn't let your master down. I have decided to reward you, let you fulfill some filial duties. As she spoke, she extended her cool, jade-like foot. Be good, shower, and wash your master's feet. Lin Xiao didn't dare to move. He glanced at her jade foot without saying a word, suspecting she was digging a trap for him. Xiao Hongling looked both shy and annoyed. Why did you hesitate for so long? Do you not want to? I must have spoiled you for nothing. I won't let you wash them ever again. Then she asked, since you don't like master's jade feet, why did you steal mine back then? Hearing that, Lin Xiao instantly tensed up. So she didn't know. Oh no, this was too embarrassing. He immediately held her jade foot. Master, your disciple will wash them right away. While working, he planned to use massage to distract her attention. Seeing her intoxicated expression, he unconsciously increased his strength. He seemed to be enjoying the job of a male masseur a bit too much. It wasn't until Xiao Hongling's jade-like foot tensed and suddenly pulled out of his hands that Lin Xiao came back to his senses. Getting too immersed would only harm himself. They were characters in a novel, and he shouldn't lose himself in it. But in the next second, Xiao Hongling's words stunned him. Shower, if your master wanted you to serve me for your entire life, washing my feet forever, would you agree? And while Lin Xiao was dutifully massaging his master's feet, junior sister Wei Wei came to the dorm to look for him. Seeing he wasn't there, Wei Wei suddenly had a bold idea, but she immediately blushed and shook her head. No, I can't do something like that. Yet she still couldn't help glancing back. After a moment of hesitation, Wei Wei excitedly dove onto his bed. Senior brother smells so nice. Wei Wei wants to have senior brother's scent on her too. Hearing the noise in the room, Lin Xiao was shocked. Why was Wei Wei on his bed? And using his bed sheets to do that kind of thing? Was this the distortion of human nature or the collapse of morality? Today, he must find out the truth. As Wei Wei continued sniffing, she noticed something hidden inside the blanket. She opened it and saw a bathing video that Lin Xiao had secretly recorded with a memory stone. Lin Xiao's face turned pale. It was over. His perverted identity couldn't be hidden anymore. But then he thought, maybe this was even better. So he pushed the door open righteously and said, Wei Wei, who allowed you to break in? Wei Wei held the memory stone, her cheeks still red as she stared at him. Lin Xiao clenched his fists, ready to be scolded as a pervert by her. After all, no matter how gentle Wei Wei was, once she saw such shameless and lewd behavior from him, she would never forgive him. But Wei Wei instead crushed the memory stone with a crisp crack, a Yandere-like narrowed-eye smile appearing on her face. Senior brother, since you like watching so much, why can't you just watch me? A chill ran down Lin Xiao's spine, yet he still pretended to act like a villain. I'm an adult. Of course I want everything. But you sneaking into my room in the middle of the night and lying on my bed, what exactly did you want to do? Wei Wei stammered, explaining that she was worried that brute Yi-chun might have injured Lin Xiao. So she came to check on him. Lin Xiao showed his signature villain smile. Caring about me this much? Should senior brother give you a little reward? As he spoke, Lin Xiao pushed Wei Wei toward the corner. Just as he wondered why she wasn't resisting, Wei Wei's slender hand gently pressed against his chest. Lin Xiao felt a surge of joy. The plot was finally returning to normal. He knew it. How could a villain like him end up with the heroine? But in the next second, Wei Wei lifted her head and boldly kissed him. Lin Xiao was completely thrown off. This was his first kiss, and it was taken from him just like that. No, he was a villain. He needed to stay clear-headed. Lin Xiao suddenly pushed Wei Wei away. He originally wanted to scold her, but Wei Wei pouted, eyes filled with tears, speaking in a trembling voice, Senior brother, I'm sorry. Her pitiful expression made Lin Xiao unable to reprimand her. He sighed helplessly and rubbed her head. Sigh, I really can't do anything about you. Hearing this, Wei Wei jumped into his arms excitedly. She knew senior brother would not blame her. With their hearts pressed together, Lin Xiao also felt moved. He began reflecting that the junior sisters described in the book and the ones he had met after transmigrating might be entirely different beings. When they were young, Lu Yingying was a crybaby, Wei Wei was quiet and rarely spoke, and Rong Rong had a tragic past, making her extremely withdrawn and stubborn. But now, the three girls had all developed their own unique traits. Thinking of this, Lin Xiao unconsciously smiled. He could no longer treat the junior sisters as virtual characters, and although he acted as a villain senior brother on the surface, secretly he had done many things for them. Lin Xiao suddenly reacted. Wei Wei just said he treated her well. Could it be that all his previous actions had already been exposed? He clenched his fists, deciding he must get a clear answer tonight. Then he asked Wei Wei seriously, "Senior brother will ask you 3 questions. You must answer them truthfully. First question. Have you ever met Yichen before?" Wei Wei froze for a moment and then answered guiltily that she had not. Lin Xiao, blinded by her beauty, simply believed it. In his memory, Wei Wei never lied. He asked the second question, "What do you think of Yichen as a person?" Hearing this, Wei Wei's face darkened. "His conduct is filthy and shameless. I wish I could," but she did not continue. But Lin Xiao already understood. It seemed Wei Wei was smarter than he thought. She was a gentle-looking, black-hearted girl who had long seen through that brute's true nature. So he asked the final question, "Wei Wei, are you willing to help me set up a trap for Yichen to teach him a proper lesson?" Hearing this, Wei Wei's expression instantly changed. "Senior brother, do you want Wei Wei to help you kill him? When do we strike? Do you want the body intact?" Lin Xiao shuddered. It seemed his junior sister hated Yichen even more than he thought, which made this matter much easier. At this moment, the brute had no idea he was in danger. He had just broken through to a new realm using the secret technique Elder Shi taught him. Elder Shi genuinely cared for Yichen, passing him a new technique despite past grudges, and even warned him to act cautiously and listen more in the coming days. But Yichen ignored everything because a disciple outside reported that senior sister Chu Yue from the Divine Yuan Peak had come to visit, specifically asking for him. In an instant, Wei Wei's image appeared in Yichen's mind. Elder Shi was just about to say, "Young friend, you must not go to the Divine Yuan Peak. It is too dangerous," but Yichen had already agreed. He even told Elder Shi not to worry, believing his strength was unmatched and that he would never fear a woman. Elder Shi held back 1,000 curses, realizing this kid was completely blinded by arrogance. Soon Yichen arrived outside, and Wei Wei really had come alone, standing there with her hands neatly folded, looking adorably gentle. Yichen stared, dazed, quickly asking why she had called him out in the middle of the night. Wei Wei shyly said, "I came today to apologize to junior brother Yi on behalf of senior brother." She gently brushed her hair aside, showing a soft, caring expression. Whatever she said afterward, the brute did not hear. His mind was entirely captured by Wei Wei's subtle gestures. Seeing her flushed cheeks, he thought, "She definitely likes me." But Yichen did not know Wei Wei had a flaw. She always blushed when lying. She feared this habit might ruin Lin Xiao's plan. Forcing down her disgust toward this disgusting creep, she delivered her lines. "It was all senior brother's fault. He saw my sister Ying fall for you at first sight, so he grew jealous. Junior brother Yi, you did nothing wrong." On the surface, she looked sympathetic, but deep down she wished she could take this brutamont's head off. "The one senior brother loves can only be me. Yichen, you truly deserve to die." After this flawless performance, the brute was nearly moved to tears. "Elder Shi, did you hear that? This woman understands me." He felt the halo of destiny returning to him, while Elder Shi, completely stunned by this delusional fool, stayed silent inside the ring. Yichen grew even more presumptuous, spreading his arms as if he wanted to hug Wei Wei. Wei Wei quickly dodged, suppressing her disgust. "Junior brother Yi, this is way too fast." But Yichen assumed Chu Wei Wei was simply shy. "It's all right. I know senior sister Chu's feelings. You're just too shy. Senior sister, it's just the two of us tonight. The moon is beautiful. Why don't we?" Before he could say something even more disgusting, Wei Wei quickly cut in. "Why don't we talk somewhere else? Junior brother just came up the mountain, so I'll show you around. Think of it as an apology on behalf of my senior brother." With that, she stepped on her zither sword and soared into the air. Yichen, completely blinded by fantasy, followed without a second thought, convinced she was playing hard to get. Watching Yichen's smug expression, Wei Wei felt sick. She didn't even need to think to know this guy's head was full of dirty thoughts. He really believed she was here to do something with him. completely unaware she was just carrying out senior brother's mission. Soon, they landed beside a quiet pool. Wei Wei said she would go ahead and take a fragrant bath, asking Yichen to wait. Yichen instantly rubbed his hands together in excitement, ignoring Elder Shi's warnings. Little friend, the spiritual energy here is dense, excellent for cultivation, but the yin is strong here. Staying may put you in danger. Elder Shi, you underestimate me. I, Yi Chun, can overcome danger anywhere. And are you blind? Didn't you see Chu Weiwei going to bathe? She clearly likes me. Elder Shi was speechless and pretended to play dead in the ring. Over an hour passed. Yi Chun grew impatient. How could a bath take this long? Suddenly, a sneaky idea came to him. He decided to check for himself. Seeing the place labeled Heavenly Maiden Pool, Yi Chun instantly thought he understood. She must be waiting for him. And indeed, there was a silhouette inside the pool ahead. Yi Chun stuck out his pervy big tongue. Hey, Senior Sister Chu, here I come. But the moment he stepped forward, a jet of water shot into his face. Intruder, how dare you trespass into the Heavenly Maiden Pool of Phoenix Song Peak? Yi Chun looked up and saw an unfamiliar girl, gorgeous with a top-tier figure. His old habits flared up instantly. He rubbed his nose and bragged to Elder Shi, relax. No woman can resist this young master's charm. The next second, a sword aura pierced straight through him. Only then did Yi Chun realize this girl truly wanted his life. After Lin Xiao tricked Yi Chun into the Celestial Maiden Pool, the system notified him that the plot had been restored, granting him a large amount of cultivation power. The moment that power surged into his body, Lin Xiao's clothes exploded apart. He clearly felt himself becoming incredibly strong. But before he could put on new clothes, Wei Wei pushed the door open. For a moment, the two simply stared at each other. Wei Wei let out a sharp scream. Senior brother, why aren't you wearing clothes? Yet she didn't turn around at all, only peeking through her fingers. Lin Xiao was speechless. Even he felt shy. He wanted to turn around and put on pants, but the system warned him that doing so would break his villain persona. Since that was the case, Lin Xiao braced himself, walked up to Wei Wei, wrapped an arm around her slender waist, and smirked. Wei Wei, senior brother will show you something nice. When Lin Xiao moved his hand away, Wei Wei froze. The something nice he meant was the large, bright white moon. Gazing at it, Lin Xiao suddenly missed his family on Earth, feeling a touch of sorrow. To keep Wei Wei from noticing, he rubbed her head and said, You completed tonight's mission well. We punished that brute nicely. Hearing that, Wei Wei lowered her head shyly, since senior brother has let go of his worries. Then, could you keep your promise and let Wei Wei feel good too? She whispered the last part in his ear, her voice soft enough to stir anyone's heart. Lin Xiao's blood surged. Wei Wei, what do you mean? Tell me, am I imagining it? Wei Wei grabbed Lin Xiao's collar. Senior brother, Wei Wei likes you the most. So Wei Wei wants to become your Tao partner and stay by your side on the long, immortal path. After confessing, she looked up at him, her gaze sincere and firm. 500 years of singlehood hit Lin Xiao all at once. He almost lost control, but his villain instincts forced him to steady himself. He placed his hands on her shoulders and asked seriously, Am I still not sleazy or shameless enough? No one on Shenluan Peak seems to like me. Wei Wei pressed a soft pink finger to his lips. Senior brother, you mustn't speak of yourself that way. When I joined the sect, you cooked porridge for me. When I was 6, you stayed up late fixing my zither strings. To Wei Wei, senior brother is the kindest man in the world. Lin Xiao was stunned. He never expected the sisters to know everything he had done in this life. On the surface, he was a villain, but in truth, he had been gentle and warm. He finally realized that their changed personalities were all because of him. They didn't like the lecherous Lin Xiao from the original story. They liked the soul from Earth. Wei Wei slipped into his arms. Will senior brother accept Wei Wei's feelings? Lin Xiao was about to refuse, but Wei Wei used the art of words to silence him. He screamed internally, No way, my second first kiss is gone again. Just as the two kissed, Rong Rong appeared nearby. The scene instantly turned awkward. Rong Rong blushed. It seems I came at the wrong time. Lin Xiao quickly reached out. Rong Rong, you came at exactly the right time. He pulled Rong Rong into his arms. Both of you are my wings. Ding, plot restoration successful. villain persona reinforced. Lin Xiao felt secretly pleased, thinking his reaction had been fairly quick, though he had no idea what to do next. He suggested having a drink first, then enjoying the moon, and leaving everything else for later. The two junior sisters exchanged a look and wore the exact same something's-off smile. Then Lin Xiao realized he seemed to have been tied up by someone. Memories flashed through his mind, moments when he had secretly helped his junior sisters in the past. Just as Lin Xiao wondered what was happening, the drunken Rong leaned onto his chest. "Senior brother, you're awake. Look at Wei Wei. She's so weak, just a few cans and she's already out. Only I can stay with senior brother until the very end and have real fun." As she spoke, Rong smoothly sat forward, closing the distance between them. She brushed her hair aside and said excitedly, "Senior brother, you've worked so hard pretending all these years. Now you don't have to hide anymore. Rong has already grown up. Tonight, let me show you what Rong looks like after growing up." As she spoke, Rong loomed over him, her overwhelming presence making Lin Xiao feel like he was about to explode. But the system kept barking at his side. "Host, restore your villain persona. Remember your role." Lin Xiao could only take a deep breath and put on his evil expression. Yet before he could deliver any of the lines he had prepared, Rong cupped his face. So gentle on the inside, yet trying so hard to act like a lecherous villain. It's really adorable. After saying that, she leaned in again. Lin Xiao's first kiss was stolen for the third time. His mind went completely blank, and then something suddenly covered his eyes. It was Rong's stockings. Sitting on top of him, she grinned proudly. "Senior brother, since you stole masters before, you must really like these, right? This pair is Rong's gift of affection for you." Lin Xiao's CPU nearly crashed. How did Rong even know he stole stockings? But Rong didn't give him any time to think. She lowered her head with a soft laugh. "Senior brother, are you ready?" Lin Xiao felt both excited and panicked. "Don't tell me, tonight, I'll lose my villain identity for good." But just then, a night breeze blew past. Rong shivered and sneezed. She sobered up instantly. Her face flushed red. "Senior brother, I'm sorry. I drank too much and did strange things to you." What could Lin Xiao even say? The atmosphere was built up perfectly, and it ended like this? Was the author playing games? The two quickly put their clothes back on. Rong finally remembered the serious matter. She hoped Lin Xiao would skip the martial meet like previous years and let her handle Yichun. But Lin Xiao refused, giving an excuse. As a villain, he had to seize this key plot point and let Yichun slap him down. Yet the system seemed determined to mess with him. Ding! Congratulations, host. Villain persona restored. Reward: immortal movement art, drunken immortal moon-gazing steps. While flying through the air, Lin Xiao almost crashed. He couldn't help cursing. This dumb system boosted his power again. Was it possible the boost meant for Yichun got loaded onto him instead? The more he thought about it, the more his head hurt. So he emptied his mind and focused on fixing the storyline. After he left, Rong's expression turned solemn. Lin Zhao's reaction was exactly the same as the one recorded in Heavenly Dao's memory, insisting on fighting Yichun. That worried her deeply. But when she recalled how Yichun was humiliated during the disciple ceremony, she felt confused again. Would the future change? What should she do? While she pondered, the drunken Wei Wei beside her rolled over. Hearing Wei Wei mumbling incoherently, Rong gently stroked her cheek. "Junior sister, as long as you don't fight me for senior brother, senior sister will always dote on you." Meanwhile, Yichun's act of peeking at his senior sister bathing was reported to Su Mei. With a single command, Yichun was thrown straight into the death prison. He sat gloomily inside, feeling like everything in his vision had a green tint. Old Shur sighed, "Young friend, please stop talking. Your eyes were burned by that girl's Shura aura." Yichun slammed the floor in helpless rage. "Damn Lin Xiao. Damn Chu Yue. You set me up. I'll repay this 100,000 times." But just as he finished shouting, the entire prison was shattered by a terrifying force. Sume stepped in with killing intent swirling around her. "Young Master Yi, you've finally fallen into my hands. Now tell me, how do you want to die?" Facing the approaching demoness, Yichun instantly wimped out, screaming internally, "Old Shur, help! But this time, Old Shur continued pretending to be dead. Without his cheat, Yi Chen's face turned ashen. His pitiful look even surprised Sume. The child of destiny recorded in heavenly memory now looked like a beaten dog, making her despise him even more. She grabbed Yi Chen by the neck with one hand, intending to snap it on the spot. The brute struggled desperately, but Sume wasn't moved at all. Her entire mind was focused on one thing: killing that brute Yi Chen to rewrite the tragic future. Just as Yi Chen's eyes were rolling back, the space around them twisted violently, and Yi Chen was yanked out of Su Mei's grasp, forcibly teleported away. Su Mei instantly remembered. According to Heavenly Dao's memory, Yi Chen had a mysterious expert supporting him. Now that they were openly enemies, letting Yi Chen live would bring endless trouble. But how could she finish him once and for all? She recalled the disciple ceremony and sharply realized Lin Xiao was the key piece that could change everything. Thinking of Lin Xiao made her lips curl. Junior sister, we've fought all our lives, and I've always been one step behind you. But this time, your beloved disciple, senior sister, will take him. Sume had absolute confidence in charming a teenage boy like him. Meanwhile, the brute Yi Chen escaped her pursuit. Old Shur urged him to flee, grow stronger outside Qinglan immortal sect for a few years, then return and flatten the mountain with one sword. But Yi Chen was already deranged. He glared angrily at Elder Shur, calling him selfish, a parasite living off him. If Elder Shur didn't want to die, he had to obey. Elder Shur was speechless and could only sigh helplessly. Yi Chen then revealed a twisted grin. He had just learned that Elder Yuan Yi was secretly a demonic cult member. He planned to ally with them and summon his Valkyrie little sister, Yi Xin'er, who wasn't even blood-related, to lead 800,000 troops and raise Qinglan immortal sect, capturing Lin Xiao and the junior sisters to torture them right before his eyes. Elder Shur, who had lived for countless years, was shocked for the first time. Was this really the heroic child of destiny he once knew? In his eyes, Yi Chen had fully fallen into demonic madness. There was no saving him, and the one truly blessed by great fortune seemed to be Lin Xiao. But fate was odd. Yi Chen's luck was still absurdly good. While fleeing, he accidentally stumbled into the Sword Tomb domain of Qinglan immortal sect. Normally, the Sword Tomb only opened once every 10 years. Yet the moment Yi Chen arrived, the seal loosened. Both of them felt a powerful force leaking from within. Yi Chen's face lit up. He rushed in to seize the treasure. Elder Shur warned anxiously, "This place is too dangerous. You can't handle it." But Yi Chen treated his words as air. "Did you just try to order me?" Then he barged inside and searched around. Soon, he found a strangely shaped, terrifyingly powerful demonic sword. A demonic sword in a celestial sect? Elder Shur panicked. But the brute Yi Chen didn't care. A demonic sword? Sounds badass. Perfect for this young master. He immediately stepped forward to pull it out. Elder Shur tried to stop him. "Young friend, don't be reckless." Yi Chen rolled his eyes. "If I can't handle it, do you think that Lin Xiao from Qinglan immortal sect can? Old geezer, don't forget, I'm your master." Elder Shur opened his mouth, but could only give a helpless, insincere reply. "Young friend, your fortune is overflowing. You truly are the master of the demonic sword." The moment he said that, the brute felt the sword in his hand, trembling non-stop. The next second, a terrifying surge of demonic power erupted. The sword sealed for 10,000 years was actually pulled out by him. The brute's face twisted with wild excitement. But just as he was about to show off, a cold voice shattered his fantasy. It was his beautiful master, Xiao Hongling, holding a celestial sword. Tonight, she had come to sentence him to death. According to Heavenly Dao's memory, Xiao Hongling once fought Yi Chen with her sword, but after losing, she was humiliated by him. He even threatened that she and her disciples must submit to him, or he would slaughter all of Qinglan sect. In this life, Xiao Hongling decided to prepare early. She originally planned to draw the demonic sword first and steal Yi Chen's opportunity. But the sword didn't budge at all. After pulling for so long, her waist and back were sore. So she switched to plan B. Wait for Yi Chen to appear, let him draw the sword, then work with Qinglan's ancestor, Elder Yueji, to kill him on spot. And sure enough, When Yueji appeared, the brute's eyes went straight. A powerful senior beauty offering to pass down her power? She was miles above that old geezer old sure. What thrilled Yi Chun even more was that Xiao Hongling seemed a bit affectionate toward him. Fairy Xiao, you're treating me so well. Do you maybe like me? Hearing that, Xiao Hongling slowly leaned in. Yi Chen's heart exploded with excitement. Tonight, he might soar together with her and finally taste true pleasure. But what awaited him was a furious shout. Like you, in your dreams, Xiao Hongling struck without mercy, slapping the delusional Yi Chun straight into the ceiling, completely stuck there. She even declared to his face, Yi Chun, you're not even worth a single hair of my disciple Lin Xiao. What do you amount to? That one sentence shattered Yi Chun completely. Lin Xiao again. Furious beyond reason, Yi Chun raised the demonic sword and charged at Xiao Hongling without any intention of retreating. But the brute's cultivation was too weak. He was blown away in just one exchange, just as he was about to become a corpse under her blade. A divine thunderbolt from the ninth heaven suddenly descended before him. With a boom, it struck Xiao Hongling directly. Watching this, you couldn't help feeling speechless. Thunderplot armor again? Does the author even know how to write? But the author had already set up the follow-up. When the brute raised his sword and walked toward the heavily injured Xiao Hongling, seeing that she could barely stand and couldn't even hold her weapon, he revealed a disgusting grin, just as he reached out to climb the peak. The jade pendant Xiao Hongling carried suddenly flared, canceling all the divine thunder restraining her. Yi Chen's expression twisted. The next second, he felt a wave of sword intent hitting him head-on. Yet Yi Chen wasn't worried at all. Fairy Xiao, why bother? If you kill me, heaven's thunder will protect me again. No one can stop me now. But Xiao Hongling flashed behind him and chopped his neck. Who said I'm killing you? If killing is forbidden, punching you isn't. Then she kicked the unconscious Yi Chun. Dare act like this before your master? Believe it or not, I'll strip you, hang you on a tree to dry like jerky, then parade you around Qinglan's sect. After venting her anger, Xiao Hongling regained her calm and removed all of Yi Chen's memories from today. If she couldn't kill him, she would make him forget everything. Elder Shi, who was hiding nearby watching the show, finally let out a sigh of relief. Thankfully, she couldn't see him, but his tiny noise drew her attention. All right, I almost forgot you, old man. A spell blasted into the ring. Moments later, Elder Shi collapsed next to Yi Chun. Xiao Hongling then summoned Elder Yueji. Yueji opened her eyes and said, It seems our plan to lure Yi Chun here and kill him quietly has failed. He is indeed a child of great fortune. The heavenly Tao protects him deeply. Xiao Hongling sighed. Yes, luckily this jade pendant blocked the thunder for me. Shower gave it to me when he was young. He's probably forgotten. Yueji sensed the shift as well. Fate has changed. Lin Xiao may be the only one who can stop Yi Chun. Xiao Hongling then made up her mind. Before that moment comes, we must pave the road for Shower. After last night's hangover, Lin Xiao was soaking in a bath to recover. Just as he stepped out of the tub and was ready to nap again, Junior's sister Ying suddenly burst into his room, saying that the brute Yi Chun had been captured and was now on trial in the main hall. Mid-speech, Ying suddenly went silent. The two stood facing each other, and the atmosphere turned awkward instantly. Lin Xiao quickly comforted himself. Don't panic. Small scene. She's seen him before anyway, and according to the plot, he's a villain. So he gave a wicked grin and walked up to her. Ying, you rushed into senior brother's room. For what? Wanting to teach you something useful? The system chimed. Villain persona restored. Reward. Hawan Sect's secret art and 100 refined sea dog pills. Lin Xiao ignored it completely. He was a proper man and had no use for such things. But Ying, pure as blank paper, tilted her head and said seriously, I don't know. Please teach me, senior brother. Lin Xiao covered his mouth. His conscience hurt. She was an innocent angel, and he had said that just to act like a villain. He hurried to shove Ying outside and close the door, then went to change clothes. Little did he know, once the door shut, Ying's true nature appeared. Remembering what she saw just now, she panted softly. His ha! Her expression turning dangerous. Senior brother's body is amazing. I really want to do this and that, then that and this. After her mental fantasy ended, Ying decided she must find another chance to kill Yi Chun and win senior brother at all costs. Meanwhile, in the dorms of Phoenix Cry Peak, Zhu Wanning also received the inheritance of the heavenly Tao's memories. Within those memories, she clearly saw that Yi Chun was the one who brought destruction upon the entire Qinglan immortal sect. He even ignored the injured junior sisters and suggested going to support Xiao Hongling first. Staring at Yi Chen's back, Wan Ning gritted her teeth. If not for you wasting time all the way here, how could our sect have ended up like that? Later, when she and Yi Chun joined forces with their twin sword technique and rescued Xiao Hongling, Zhu Wanning realized for the first time how hypocritical and heartless Yi Chun truly was. After waking up, she swore to take revenge on him. And the most vivid memory was the name Xiao Hongling whispered in the dream. Shower. Who was that? Could it be Lin Xiao of Divine Wan Peak? At this moment, Lin Xiao entered the main hall, with Ying accompanying him. Zhu Wanning quickly approached, her long legs making Lin Xiao's heart waver. Those stockings and that curve. I could tank 300 lightning tribulations just thinking about it. As a professional villain, he instantly put on a pervy grin. So it's junior sister Zhu. Seeing you is far better than hearing the rumors. Absolutely breathtaking. Ying puffed up angrily. Legs are nothing. I've seen senior brother's body. Have you? Lin Xiao originally thought Zhu Wanning came to discuss saving Yi Chun. But the moment she mentioned Yi Chun, she looked utterly disgusted. That man is shameless and even provoked us at the disciple ceremony. As chief disciples, we should join forces and crush him forever. Lin Xiao was stunned. Girl, that's intense. He hurried to explain that he was a proper gentleman, and even if Yi Chun was wrong, he deserved a fair trial. Zhu Wanning blushed after hearing that. She had always heard rumors of Lin Xiao being shameless, yet today he appeared upright and noble. Ying, who knew Lin Xiao's true colors, was furious. Why is senior brother like this only in front of other senior sisters? After greeting the elders in the hall, Lin Xiao witnessed a scene that shattered his worldview. The mighty Yi Shenwang of legend was kneeling and crying to a minor boss. And when he caught Lin Xiao looking, he even glared fiercely back. Lin Xiao instantly snapped, giving him a friendly gesture as he cursed internally. Dog thing, if not for the mission, I'd crush you with one finger right now. But Yi Chen's abnormal state made him curious. He didn't look like a child of destiny at all. Could his luck be collapsing? All named members of the Qinglan Immortal Sect gathered in the Grand Hall to publicly judge the brute Yi Chun for sneaking into the women's bath at midnight. The brute seized the initiative, trying to force Lin Xiao to admit he ordered junior sister Wei Wei to lure Yi Chun into the celestial maiden pool. Lin Xiao fell into deep thought. How could he clear himself without completely destroying Yi Chun? Seeing Lin Xiao remain silent, the villain duo began celebrating early. He's thinking this long? Must be too scared to admit it. Don't worry, disciple. If he fails to prove himself innocent, I have 10,000 ways to kill him. Just as Lin Xiao was struggling, elder sister Su Mei stepped forward. My junior sister and I are closer than sisters. Her disciple is my disciple. Let me ask him. Lin Xiao almost cried on the spot. He always thought his master and Su Mei didn't get along. Yet today, she stood up for him. This kindness he would repay 100-fold. Seeing his plan disrupted, Yi Chun ground his teeth. Master, I hate this. Just a bit more, and he would have died today. The strange turn of events made Yi Chun uneasy. Could Lin Xiao be the one stealing his destiny? Su Mei's intention to shield Lin Xiao was obvious. Even her tone was gentle. Nephew, did you send your junior sister to visit Yi Chun last night? Lin Xiao obediently admitted it. I merely asked her to bring me along so I could apologize to him. Su Mei was baffled. Why admit it? Wouldn't it be better to push all blame onto Yi Chun? Lin Xiao then put on a righteous expression. As fellow disciples, I as the elder brother should erase our misunderstandings and move forward together. His speech shocked all the disciples. Was this really the so-called shameless Lin Xiao? He looked like a true gentleman today. Lin Xiao continued his story and even defended Yi Chun. He just came to the mountain. He must have taken a wrong turn. My junior sister and I were going to look for him. The crowd praised Lin Xiao's broad heart. These praises made the brute lose control. Lin Xiao, stop spouting nonsense. You clearly sent Chu Yue to seduce and frame me. Sume instantly shouted, silence. This seat is interrogating. Who allowed you to speak? But when she turned to Lin Xiao, her tone softened completely, making everyone jealous. Even the usually cold Zhu Wanning stood up. I can testify. What Lin Xiao said is true. Though Zhu Wanning despised Yi Chun, she was willing to cooperate with Lin Xiao and spare the brute's life. Their eyes met, and Lin Xiao was moved to the verge of tears. At that moment, the brute burst forward crying, snot and tears everywhere. Sect Master, they're all working together. You must uphold justice for me. His acting might fool the surrounding disciples, but to Lin Xiao it looked laughably childish. Compete in acting? As if he'd ever lose. He placed a fist on his chest, pretending to speak from the heart, radiating a glow of righteousness. Disciples around him even whispered how dazzling he looked. Yi Chen tried to argue again, but his master covered his mouth. My good disciple, don't you understand? When someone outclasses you in influence, no one cares about your truth. But don't worry, I believe you. Today's humiliation, I'll make them repay in blood. Facing this scheming old demon, Yi Chen instantly shut up. Yet the next moment, his master suddenly acted like a peacemaker, asking him to apologize to Lin Xiao. The humiliation made Yi Chen tremble. He was the victim, and he had to apologize? But one look at his master's eyes, and he had to endure. Head down, teeth clenched, he forced out a sorry, and even reached out to shake hands. Just then, someone dashed into the hall and punched Yi Chen straight in the face. Yi Chen, you little thief. Don't you dare touch my disciple. It was Xiao Hongling. As a notorious disciple-spoiling maniac, she treated Lin Xiao like a treasure. My disciple, are you hurt? He tried to ambush you. Master, is it possible he came to apologize? Xiao Hongling froze. Her cheeks instantly reddened as she yanked Lin Xiao out of the hall. Their intimate master-disciple interaction drew waves of envy, except for Ying, who looked extremely displeased. I came first, why did Master but in? Senior sister Sume was also unhappy. Elder, since Xiao Hongling caused trouble while drunk, why not let Lin Xiao stay at my Phoenix Song Peak for a few days? The elders agreed. Sume licked her lips. Lin Xiao, pray that reaches my mouth never escapes. After beating Yi Chen senseless, Xiao Hongling brought Lin Xiao back to Divine Wan Peak. She stroked his cheek gently. Shower, don't be scared. We're home. No one here dares bully you. Sweet words, but Lin Xiao wanted to cry. Master, please stop ruining the plot. At this rate, Yi Chen's really going to die. Seeing his expression, Xiao Hongling asked softly, Shower, are you unhappy? Did I do something wrong? Tell Master, okay? When a woman asks you to tell the truth, you should never actually tell the truth. Lin Xiao didn't realize that he began with mild complaints, but the more he spoke, the angrier he became. He even mentioned her messing things up while drunk. After speaking, he shut his eyes, waiting for a slap to fix the favorability. But nothing came. When he finally opened his eyes, Xiao Hongling, usually so carefree, was actually crying like a hurt girl. Her whole life, Master Xiao Hongling had never cared about others' opinions, yet she could not accept that he viewed her this way. Feeling wronged, she turned her head away and told Lin Xiao to leave. She didn't want to see the disciple who had hurt her. At that moment, Elder Yueji's words echoed in her mind. Hongling, I truly feel sorry for you. You asked whether he would stay by your side for life, yet he hesitated. Clearly, he lacks that sincerity. The more she thought about it, the more painful it became. She even considered ending this master-disciple bond. Without expectations, there would be no more hurt. But the next second, Lin Xiao pulled her into a firm embrace from behind. Compared to her years of guidance and the tears on her face, any so-called plot or villain mission felt meaningless. Remembering her past words, Lin Xiao finally gave the clearest answer. I am willing to stay by Master's side for my entire life, until the day I leave this world. Still immersed in sadness, Xiao Hongling froze. Her cheeks flushed as she covered her mouth, unable to believe what she had heard. She turned around, her expression shifting from sorrow to pure joy. Her smile also warmed Lin Zhao's heart. For the first time, he realized how beautiful she looked when she smiled. He silently vowed never to let her shed another tear. The two reconciled. Xiao Hongling then shared her upcoming plan. During the five-vein martial meet, she would assist Lin Xiao and help him earn fame across the cultivation world. Watching his master drink heavily again, Lin Xiao could only hold his aching head. "Master, please don't cause more trouble." When she asked about his ambitions, he quickly replied, "I never wished for domination. I only want to stay with Master and my 3 junior sisters in this lifetime." She had been slightly displeased, but after hearing this, her mood softened. Lifting his chin, she said, "I have a way to let you accompany us longer. But this method requires a small price. What do you think, Xiao?" Cold sweat ran down Lin Zhao's back. According to the original plot, his master was the reincarnation of a sword emperor. She might be preparing to give him a major power boost. He immediately changed the subject and produced fine wine. "Master, let me drink with you tonight." Her attention was instantly drawn away. "You're thoughtful. I didn't raise you for nothing." After several drinks, she collapsed before him without any defenses. In her dream, she relived the scene from the heavenly memory. During the five-vein martial meet, Yi Chun crushed Lin Xiao with overwhelming strength. Cornered, Lin Xiao tried to use the stolen Abyssal Black Lotus for a sneak attack. She stopped him. "Xiao, you truly disappoint me." Facing her cold gaze, Lin Xiao repeated over and over, "Yi Chun cannot be trusted." Yet she refused to look at him and allowed the disciples to drag him away to reflect at the cliff of remorse. When she later went to check on him, she found that the exhausted Lin Xiao had taken his own life. The nightmarish scene jolted her awake. She gasped for breath, filled with dread, as though the nightmare still lingered. She cupped Lin Zhao's face, drunkenly trying to say something, but her arms suddenly loosened and she closed her eyes again. Seeing his master sound asleep, Lin Xiao finally breathed out. No need to worry about her messing up the upcoming plot anymore. And since he had already gotten his master drunk, doing a little bad thing was exactly what a villain should do. After searching around for a moment, he retrieved the treasure abyss-severing Black Lotus from his master. With the mission item secured, Lin Xiao originally planned to leave, but suddenly remembered his villain persona. This was a rare chance, and there was something he'd been wanting to do for a long time. He might as well enjoy it tonight. So he returned to bed, reached out toward the sleeping Xia Hongling. So soft, so springy, the feeling was amazing. Lin Xiao sat astride her and kept squishing her cheeks. Seeing his master's face being kneaded into a round dumpling, Lin Xiao let out a helpless laugh, then lowered his head and placed a small kiss on the red spot before leaving satisfied. Yet the moment Lin Xiao left, Xia Hongling opened her eyes. Just thinking about what happened made her blush. She touched the spot he kissed and muttered, "Stinky brat. Why is he so practiced at this?" She had actually woken up long ago. The reason she pretended to sleep was to test if Lin Xiao would steal the abyss-severing Black Lotus while she was unconscious. But Lin Xiao would never imagine that the Lotus had already been empowered by Elder Yueji and transformed into a true celestial artifact, Nine Nether Azure Lotus, with far greater might. This also made Yueji curious. How could Xia Hongling act like she already knew what would happen? Had her cultivation advanced enough to glimpse the future? Xia Hongling shook her head, saying she could only sense faint traces of fate. Then she asked Yueji whether killing a child of destiny like Yi Chun required draining his luck first. Yueji nodded, but then added that it might not be necessary. When Lin Xiao arrived earlier, she sensed a thread of golden fate from the upper realm on him. Xia Hongling froze. "Senior, are you saying my disciple is also a child of destiny from the upper realm?" Yueji smiled mysteriously. "He is just an ordinary boy, but because of your silent protection, the wheel of his destiny is turning. He is about to rise and overturn the so-called child of destiny." Meanwhile, Lu Yingying was recalling her past with Lin Xiao. As a child, after her parents were killed by a beast, she was sent to the Sacred Beast Academy to learn beast taming and avenge her parents. But when facing actual monsters, Little Ying cried nonstop and couldn't even recite the incantations properly. At the moment she was about to be struck down by a giant wolfhound, it was Lin Xiao who rushed forward to save her. From that moment on, Ying engraved Lin Xiao's silhouette into her young heart. One late night, Ying was awakened by strange noises. She opened the door and found the corpse of the eagle-headed monster that killed her parents lying outside. And in the distant darkness, Lin Xiao stood covered in wounds. Ying remembered everything clearly. Every time she recalled it, a happy smile appeared on her face. At that moment, a pair of hands suddenly wrapped around Ying's waist. Lin Xiao was about to play Guess Who I Am when Ying identified him instantly. Because she had long been familiar with his scent, thanks to Qing Chong's sleeve, Lin Xiao's personal belonging. But Lin Xiao knew nothing about this. He still thought his junior sister was pure and cute, and that her earlier yander behavior must have been a plot glitch. Right then, Ying grabbed Lin Xiao and said she wanted to give him a big gift. The two of them went to the mountaintop and saw the sky filled with 7 colored fire phoenixes. Lin Xiao was stunned at a glance. These were ancient spirit beasts extremely rare in the entire cultivation world, yet Ying could casually summon a whole flock. Only now did he realize this seemingly silly and adorable junior sister actually possessed terrifying power behind the scenes. But why did Ying summon these fire phoenixes? Senior brother, you once said you wanted the rarest treasures in the world. They may not be exactly what you wish for, but they're rare enough. Hearing this, Lin Xiao felt a strange warmth. In truth, what he said back then was that he wanted to return to Earth and reunite with his family. He never expected Ying to remember his casual remark for so long. Seeing Lin Xiao lower his head in silence, Ying panicked. Senior brother, do you not like it? I'm sorry. Ying is so stupid. A teary girl calling herself stupid was something Lin Xiao could never refuse. He pulled her into his arms. Don't say that. How can I not like it? With his gentle thank you, Ying's face slowly turned red as she closed her eyes and leaned into his embrace. While hugging him, she suddenly leaped and pounced on him. Senior brother, Ying likes you too. Using the momentum, she pushed Lin Xiao to the ground. Their eyes met, the atmosphere overwhelmingly intimate. Ying wouldn't waste such a chance. She closed her eyes and kissed him deeply, stealing Lin Xiao's precious first kiss again. Lin Xiao was completely dumbfounded. My first kiss got stolen again? Junior sister is too good at this. Even I, a pervy villain, can't keep up. The system popped out right then, requesting host to restore villain persona. Damn it, this setting again. Lin Xiao had no choice but to flip over and pin Ying down, putting on a lecherous grin and saying his usual wolfish lines. But Ying wasn't scared at all now. She covered her mouth, smiling provocatively. Senior brother wants to give Ying good fruit again? Same lines every time. So lame. Lin Xiao's face burned. Damn it, she really looked down on him. But their ambiguous moment didn't last long. Several meteors suddenly appeared in the sky. Meteors came crashing down. Lin Xiao finally remembered. This was the key event in the original plot. The 7-star Fate Invocation Array. Before his death, the Qinglan Immortal Sect's Grandmaster Taiwu had been suppressing the sect's Forbidden Zone boss, the Heavenine Blood Demon. The arrival of the meteors caused the formation to fail, the Grandmaster fell, and the boss emerged. In the original story, only Yi Chun, after obtaining his cheat, could fight against it. But now, Yi Chun's cheat, the Qinglan sword, was actually in his own possession. Lin Xiao's expression changed instantly. Without Yi Chun, who was going to defeat that big boss? Beside him, Ying sensed something wrong. Senior brother, what's wrong? Don't worry. No matter what happens, Ying will protect you. Hearing her, Lin Xiao quietly clenched his teeth. He clearly knew the answer, but didn't dare think about it. Because he was the villain, and Yi Chun was the protagonist. Villains were destined to be stepping stones. Now Lin Xiao made up his mind. He rubbed Ying's head gently. Senior brother will protect you too. To lose to Yi Chun at the Five Veins tournament, Lin Xiao chose to be a complete salted fish. Yet the system seemed determined to screw him over. He did nothing, and his cultivation still skyrocketed straight to Golden Core. Lin Xiao was speechless. Damn it, even protagonists need some logic when cheating. How come I, a villain, get stronger just by breathing? To avoid being dragged by the system, he hid in his cave every day, sleeping and slacking off. Pure losing ambition by indulging in fun. But 10 days later, not only did his cultivation not drop, he somehow learned a pile of new skills. While Lin Xiao was having a headache, his lackey Huaizhen came to report. Senior brother, the sect is selecting disciples for the Five Veins tournament. Lin Xiao jolted. So the plot had reached this point. In the original story, after losing to Yi Chun, he was abandoned by everyone and killed himself, while Huaizhen picked up a weapon seeking revenge, but ended up dying miserably. Poor Huaizhen died, never realizing the original Lin Xiao only treated him as a tool. Thinking of this, Lin Xiao decided to change Huaizhen's fate. The Five Veins tournament was his last scene as a villain, but Huaizhen didn't need to die. He called Huaizhen over and spoke sincerely. Huaizhen, you're not suited for this path. Take this. No matter what happens during the tournament, don't get involved. When it's over, go down the mountain, find a good place, marry a wife, and live a peaceful life. Understand? Huaizhen was moved to tears and said he would obey and live as an ordinary man. Seeing how sensible he was, Lin Xiao nodded in satisfaction, rubbed his head, and headed to the arena. Not noticing that Huaizhen, touched by this kindness, had developed the desire to repay him. In the arena, Lin Xiao swaggered inside. Suddenly, he felt someone blocking his path. Looking down, it was Rong Rong and Wei Wei, standing like two slices of bread pressing him in between. Lin Xiao felt short of breath for a moment. Then both girls exclaimed in surprise. Senior brother, you broke through to Golden Core? Lin Xiao's face darkened. He was supposed to be the sect's official deadweight. How was he going to explain this sudden power-up? In the end, he decided to be blunt. I get stronger just by breathing. Impressive, right? Unexpectedly, the two girls' expressions instantly turned strange, even shimmering with tears. To them, it meant senior brother had fought Yi Chun to protect everyone, and worked so hard he broke through to Golden Core in 10 days. It must have been extremely dangerous. Yet senior brother still acted calm and casual. Senior brother, you're just too kind. Being hugged again, Lin Xiao was stunned. I literally slacked off for 10 days. Why are you two so emotional? Just as he didn't know how to handle the two junior sisters, his master appeared. Xiao Hongling yawned and directly confirmed the participants for this match. But when she looked toward her chosen disciple, she found the three of them stuck together. Xiao Hongling's fist instantly clenched. In broad daylight, clinging and cuddling like this, what a disgrace. She wanted to scold loudly, but realized she didn't exactly have the right to interfere in her disciple's love life. Her jealousy could only be swallowed like bitter wine, her heart aching. While she was annoyed, a disciple flew up Divine Wan Peak, bringing a challenge letter from that beast Yi Chun to Lin Xiao. Seeing him, Lin Xiao felt relieved. The plot finally aligned. Beast, you didn't disappoint me. But the next second, the system chimed. Villain persona restored, rewarding massive EXP. Cultivation raised to Golden Core Peak. Lin Xiao nearly cursed it out loud. This damn system isn't even pretending anymore. Still remembering his villain duty, he threw a few trash talk lines at the messenger, then smirked and accepted the challenge. The two junior sisters tried to stop him. Senior brother, don't. You don't have to accept this challenge. But Xiao Hongling shouted them down. She stood up, extremely serious. My disciple Lin Xiao is unrivaled under heaven. Why fear someone like Yi Chun? Go tell him, my Lin Xiao will beat him until he kneels and begs, utterly disgraced. Lin Xiao was deeply moved. Master really is reliable. She's helping me push the plot forward. But Rong Rong and Wei Wei didn't think so. They rushed over to Xiao Hongling to beg. Master, let us go instead. Beating up Yi Chun will only dirty senior brother's hands. The sisters feared Lin Xiao would die, like in the original story. Not knowing Lin Xiao actually wished he could die quickly, he firmly rejected their kindness. He leaped on a rooftop and shouted, as cultivators, why should we fear battle? His posture, like an immortal descending from the heavens. left all disciples present stunned and captivated. The three who knew the original plot were also moved by Lin Xiao. Wei Wei and Rong Rong dove straight into his arms. This time, he held both at once, pure equal treatment. Just when Lin Xiao himself was getting touched, the system popped up. Reward: Hawan's Sect Artifact, the Devil Desire Triple-Headed Spear. Extremely effective on female enemies. Can make the target feel bliss and fall into soul corruption. Lin Xiao was full of question marks. Is this thing even proper? Why give it to me? At that moment, Xiao Hongling suddenly cut in, snatching Lin Xiao out of his disciple's warm embrace, dragging him back up the mountain under the excuse of special training. Watching their senior brother get taken away, Wei Wei and Rong Rong both vowed to work harder. Only by becoming stronger could they monopolize his affection. Arriving at Xiao Hongling's cave, Lin Xiao froze slightly. He saw Xiao Hongling sitting on an old swing, kicking off her embroidered shoes, gleefully swinging like a young girl. Master, you still kept this? Hearing the word swing, Xiao Hongling showed a gentle smile. One morning, after sobering up, she had planned to go out drinking again, but found a delicate swing at her door, surrounded by flowers. On it was a note: drink less. If Master wants to drink at home. From that day on, she never went out drinking again. Seeing her happy expression, Lin Xiao felt his heart soften slightly. Just as he tried to change the topic, a pale, jade-white foot gently tapped his chin. In the next moment, borrowing momentum from the swing, Xiao Hongling wrapped her legs around his waist in a tight, locking hold. What? Your junior sisters can touch you, but your master can't? Lin Xiao was caught completely off guard by her words. And true to her style, Xiao Hongling never followed logic. 1 second flirting, the next she pulled Lin Xiao into the spiritual realm, intended to train him there. Yi Chun has guidance from a mighty senior and has already broken through to the golden core. You must give it your all. Use the formless sword body I granted you, and show Master your full ability. Before she finished, several sword chi slashed toward him. Lin Xiao barely blocked them, only to feel an intense pressure crash down on him. Without giving him any room to breathe, Xiao Hongling charged with only a tree branch. In the spiritual world, their cultivation was identical, yet she could suppress him easily with just the branch. While beating him, she demanded, "Why can I overpower you?" Under the constant pressure, Lin Xiao finally realized it wasn't that his master was too strong, but that her sword carried sword momentum, allowing her to overwhelm with the weak, defeating the strong. Seeing Lin Xiao give the correct answer, Xiao Hongling felt truly relieved. She floated down like a fairy descending and gently pulled him up. My shower really is gifted. Today, your master will teach you another ultimate move. Shower, use your strongest sword technique to strike back at your master. Xiao Hongling raised her immortal sword, ready to unleash a powerful blow. But suddenly, a bundle of vines appeared out of thin air and wrapped tightly around her thigh. Lin Xiao showed a wicked grin. Master, this is my strongest sword technique. Xiao Hongling had never once been hit by such an evil move. She dropped her weapon, her whole body losing strength, collapsing in panic. Lin Xiao proudly explained, "This move is called Forest of Myriad Forms." Master, isn't it impressive? Her cheeks flushed. Impressive, Gugui. You little brat. Where did you learn this demonic stuff? Let me go. But Lin Xiao was a villain after all. Not only did he refuse to release her, he controlled the vines to slowly continue their assault. The entire spiritual realm echoed with Xiao Hongling's pleading voice. Lin Xiao even felt his nose about to bleed. Somehow the vines were connected to his mind. Before he could think it through, his master was already begging repeatedly. Her peach blossom eyes glared at him, both shy and furious. Good job, Lin Xiao. You dare treat your master like this? She grabbed her weapon in anger, and Lin Xiao instantly made up an excuse and ran. But he didn't know Xiao Hongling was only pretending. After he left, she collapsed on the ground with her face burning red, trembling nonstop. Too embarrassing. Thank heaven Xiao didn't see me like this. After training, Lin Xiao sat on the swing with his beautiful master, sticking closely to her. Curious, he asked, "Master, what's the name of that ultimate technique you just taught me?" Xiao Hongling poured herself a cup of wine and said she realized it while watching Lin Xiao play with plants. Lin Xiao suggested, since it came from flowers, why not call it blossom jade art? Xiao Hongling refused. No, it sounds weird. It doesn't match the majesty of my sword arts at all. After a cup of spirit wine, inspiration struck. I've got it. Let's call it the great, mighty, beautiful, divine sword technique. The name was so wild that Lin Xiao spat his wine. What? Are you looking down on your master's powerful naming sense? Lin Xiao immediately said the name was excellent, worthy of his master. Seeing him joke around like that, Xiao Hongling hit him a few times again, puffing her cheeks angrily. Brat, one day you'll willingly shout the name great, mighty, beautiful, divine sword art in front of me. Their teasing was all seen by Senior Yueji. Unlike Xiao Hongling's happiness, Yueji's face showed worry. After all, the one who falls first is destined to get hurt. The next morning, Lin Xiao received a system prompt. Congratulations, host. You have accepted Yi Chen's challenge. The five-vein tournament storyline has begun. Thinking of this, Lin Xiao couldn't help but feel delighted. His role as the villain's senior brother was finally close to wrapping up, but he celebrated too early. His little follower Huaijin suddenly burst in. Senior brother, bad news. Fourth senior sister went up the mountain alone to duel Yi Chun. Meanwhile, on Tiandang Peak, Ying Shimmy's beast was already beaten half to death. She held her summon tightly, tears falling. I'm sorry, little Meow, it's big sister who's useless. To the brute Yi, Chen laughed proudly. Miss Ying, a life-and-death duel isn't something to play around with. Then he gave that disgusting smirk. I actually fell in love with you at first sight. If Lin Xiao hadn't stirred things up, we wouldn't need to fight. We'd be enjoying the moon together. Ying finally snapped. Yi Chun, you're a despicable scumbag. You think your fate is invincible and noble, but without that expert behind you, you're worse than a pig or a dog. Those words cut straight to the bone, exposing the clown underneath. Yi Chun panicked and raged. How did she know about Elder Sure? He decided on the spot to silence her. He could not allow his secret to leak. With killing intent in his eyes, he raised his weapon. Block my path today, and you die. Ying closed her eyes in fear, whispering in her heart, Sorry, senior brother. Just then, a furious roar echoed from the sky. A divine thunderbolt crashed down. Lin Xiao descended before Ying, eyes icy cold. Yi Chun, you dare bully a girl? I'll smash your damn dog head today. Seeing him, Ying burst into relieved tears. Lin Xiao glanced back at her. The injuries on her body and her forced smile made his anger completely explode. Yi Chun felt fear for the first time. Something's wrong. How is he this strong? Xiao Hongling must have given him private training. If this continued, he'd be doomed in the five-vein tournament. He thrust his sword forward, but Lin Xiao was far faster. Every strike missed completely. Shocked, Yi Chun finally noticed countless vines sprouting around him, wrapping him up with ease. What the hell is this? Lin Xiao, you demonic freak. Yi Chun swung his sword to block the vines while calling Elder Sure for support in his mind. But Elder Sure replied, Young friend, run. Inside this barrier, you're no match for him. If Yi Chun ever listened, he wouldn't be the brute. To defeat Lin Xiao, he actually went all in and used his trump card. 5-element sword technique, metal strike, 1000 slash. The vine sphere around Yi Chun exploded, making Ying panic completely, because in the previous life, Lin Xiao was killed by this exact move. Yet something she never expected happened. Yi Chun broke the attack, but he looked miserable, while Lin Xiao's aura had not weakened at all. This made Yi Chun realize the gap between them again. I plan to save this for the 5 Meridian tournament to destroy you completely, but let's use it now. He raised his sword, letting blood drip into the hilt, ready to unleash his strongest technique, Great 5-element Annihilation Sword. Lin Xiao said nothing and simply drew his weapon. At this moment, the original plot was fully broken. His dream of ascending and going home was gone. But Lin Xiao didn't regret it. In fact, he felt strangely relieved. Master, after raising me for so many years, this time your disciple will listen. I'll use the great, majestic, beautiful sword art with full strength to take that brute's head. Elder Sure instantly knew Yi Chun couldn't block this technique. He kindly advised Yi Chun to go run laps and train for another half-month if he wanted to beat Lin Xiao steadily. But Yi Chun never listens. After holding back for 50-plus episodes, Elder Sure finally exploded. "You pig-brained little brat. You really think you can fight? Every time you fight Lin Xiao, part of her golden destiny energy from your master gets stolen by him. That one hiding in the Qinglan sect, snatching your fate the whole time. It's him, Lin Xiao." Yi Chun's mind shook. He finally realized the one who always looked like a small fry was actually a destiny-stealing villain. Elder Shure's voice in the ring sounded utterly disappointed. "If you still don't get it, throw the ring away. I'm done serving you." In the end, Yi Chun chose to run. Lin Xiao turned to check on Ying Ying. "Senior brother, Ying Ying is so useless. I couldn't kill Yi Chun to save you. Senior brother, Ying Ying really likes the way you are now. Gentle, just like when we were young. Please don't pretend to be fierce anymore. Okay?" Ying Ying is scared she'll never see the senior brother from childhood again. One Lin Xiao paused, then silently picked her up. "Let's go. Senior brother will take you home." Ying Ying softly responded, closing her teary eyes. Fortunately, after the inspection by his master, Ying Ying had no real injuries. She simply fainted. But this also made his master curious. "Disciple, why do you think Ying Ying hates the brute so much?" Lin Zhao's mind spun. He definitely couldn't say because of me, so he made something up. Probably like me, she realized Yi Chun is a walking disaster. Hearing this, his master's eyes lit up, slowly leaning closer. "It seems my shower truly has sharp eyes." Just as the two were staring into each other's eyes, Ying Ying woke up and Lin Xiao hurried over. Ying Ying spread her arms like a baby and whined sweetly. "Senior brother Ying Ying wants a hug." Lin Xiao glanced at his beautiful master beside him. He could practically smell the jealousy. But the proud master could only say, "Your junior sister just went through a shock. As the senior brother, go comfort her first." Then she turned away and chugged her wine, refusing to look at the hugging pair. Lin Xiao didn't expect Ying Ying to be this bold. While the master was drinking, she blew warm breath into his ear. Seeing he didn't resist, and the master didn't look over, Ying Ying smirked mischievously. Next, she grabbed Lin Zhao's hand and pressed it to her chest. "It feels tight here. I want senior brother to massage it." Lin Zhao's face flushed instantly. "Ying Ying, you're serious? This is way too weird." Master finally coughed lightly. "You two should stop." Lin Xiao immediately pulled his hand back. But Ying Ying wasn't giving up. "Master, Ying Ying feels awful. I want to talk to senior brother alone." "You little brat, you're going too far. I'm only sitting here drinking. Am I in your way?" After being scolded, Ying Ying immediately switched to crying mode. Lin Xiao hurriedly pulled her into his arms to comfort her. He didn't see the master quietly sigh behind him. She walked out helplessly. The moment she left, Ying Ying showed her true colors. "Senior brother, you're finally mine." She cupped his face and kissed him wildly. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Making Lin Xiao blush. Another first kiss stolen this month. But Ying Ying suddenly shoved him away, panicked. "Why are you so skilled? Senior brother's first kiss wasn't Ying Ying's, right? Ying Ying doesn't want a senior brother dirted by those two senior sisters. Even if it's another girl, that's fine." Lin Zhao's face darkened. "This meme again?" And right then, the system popped up, praising his scumbag behavior, rewarding 10 packs of dirty pills and 5 pairs of assorted stockings. Lin Xiao fell into deep thought. "But I only have 3 junior sisters and 1 master. Who is the extra pair for?" Lin Xiao didn't have time to think. The priority was to calm Ying Ying down. He took out a pair of white stockings and said, "Junior sister, let me show you a treasure." Ying Ying pouted, "I don't want to look. Senior brother is dirty." Ying Ying doesn't want it. Yet her body honestly turned back. "What's this?" "These are socks I made for you myself. With beautiful legs like yours, they'll look amazing." Ying Ying instantly brightened with a big smile. Then she grew shy again and suggested that Lin Xiao help her put them on. Lin Xiao waved his hands. "That's not really appropriate." But a jade-like foot suddenly stretched toward him. "Senior brother, Ying Ying is injured and doesn't want to move. Help Ying Ying, okay?" Lin Xiao, always a responsible senior brother, gently helped her put on the white stockings. The cool, silky touch made Ying Ying feel very satisfied. Suddenly, an idea flashed in her mind. She instinctively moved her foot toward him. Senior brother, there's a loose thread under my foot. Lin Xiao checked seriously. Where's the thread? Where is it? Before he could find anything, that jade-like foot lightly tapped his forehead. Lin Xiao quickly backed away. Ying, what are you doing? Ying instead showed a wronged expression. Sure, Zuan has them, and Ying has them too. So why did you go steal her socks? Stealing stockings had always been Lin Xiao's dark stain, but to maintain his villain persona, he gritted his teeth. Desires will only harm me, but a jade-like foot won't. That kiss was so outrageous, even the system cheered for his pervy behavior, firing several lines of rewards that looked insanely overpowered. As Ying blushed in embarrassment, Lin Xiao received a system message. Congratulations, host. You've comprehended the Biming heaven-devouring immortal art. A heavenly realm technique, sent just like that. Lin Xiao was nearly driven mad by this damn system. He punched the wall in frustration, and that actually triggered another system reward. After detecting useless rage, which fits the villain persona, reward, 1 Ice Jade Soft Bed, an artifact of the Heroine sect. First it gave artifacts and techniques, and now it kept sending strange items. Lin Xiao truly didn't know what the system wanted. Can we talk straight today or not? The system stayed silent for a moment, then typed a line. This immortal path to succeed must be done standing. The Riddler tone made Lin Xiao speechless. He sat cross-legged on the bed, not daring to cultivate at all, afraid he might accidentally level up again. He could only recall the original storyline, trying to find a way to lower the junior sister's affection toward him. After thinking it over, only one plot worked, the pill-stealing episode. 3 days later, Lin Xiao followed the storyline and arrived at the alchemy room. After circling around, he found that the brute Yichen wasn't there. No one was watching him. How was he supposed to steal pills like this? After asking his little follower, he learned the brute was in closed-door cultivation. The plots simply didn't match. Yet the system claimed everything was normal and ordered the host to restore the villain persona and continue the mission. Lin Xiao sighed. Fine, you said so, I'll act anyway. He returned to his room to change into his night outfit. Suddenly, half of a jade pendant fell from his pocket. Lin Xiao froze. I almost forgot about you. In his memory, a soft and fair little girl had once split this pendant in half. Brother Xiao, thank you for saving me. If I become empress one day, I'll share the 9 heavens with you. Thinking of that cute girl from childhood, Lin Xiao couldn't help feeling emotional. So many years. Did you achieve your dream? What he didn't know was that the dream had already come true. That little girl had become the Northern Queen commanding 800,000 troops, and she was none other than the brute's younger sister, Yi Xian'er. Thinking of his beautiful sister, the brute began imagining nonsense again. I've already sent Xian'er a message. In a few days, she'll bring her army and flatten the Qinglan immortal sect. Lin Xiao is finished. But he had no idea. Yi Xian'er was no longer the girl he remembered. Now known as the Queen of the North, she had long legs and black silk and an overwhelming aura. Yi Xian'er took out her half of the jade pendant. Lin Xiao's face appeared in her mind. Brother Xiao, I'm coming to find you. Meanwhile, Lin Xiao, dressed in his night outfit, prepared to complete the side mission of stealing pills before the 5 Meridian tournament. But before he could leave, his little follower Huaijin burst in crying. Senior brother, bad news. Senior sister Ying says her wound hurts badly and she needs you to treat her. Lin Xiao frowned. Ying was obviously lying, probably trying to trick him into eating ice cream again. Not going. Tell her I'm busy tonight. I'm delivering medicine to Master at Time Cliff. Huaijin nodded blankly. Then he asked curiously, Senior brother, is it appropriate to dress like this for filial duties? Lin Xiao didn't know how to explain, but Huaijin had already imagined that senior brother was executing some grand strategy. Seeing how clueless he was, Lin Xiao said nothing and flew toward the alchemy room. But halfway there, someone blocked his path. Flying on a sword at midnight? Which peak are you from? Move aside now. Rong, wearing a skull mask, rushed toward him without a word. Lin Xiao reacted instantly, launching 3 flying swords to attack. Then he activated his ultimate move, Forest of Myriad Forms, sending out vine-like tendrils. In the blink of an eye, Rong was bound tightly by countless vines, her curves twisting as she failed to break free. Lin Xiao crooked a finger, and the vines tightened. Speak, who are you? Though bound, Rong Rong strangely felt as if she were lying in Lin Xiao's arms. Not uncomfortable at all, even a little pleasant. She grew dizzy and fainted on the spot. Lin Xiao could only reveal her true face himself, and froze. Huh, why is it Rong Rong? After being tricked by two junior sisters in a row, Lin Xiao sensed something was wrong. It felt like they already knew he'd sneak out tonight, and were trying every way to stop him. What the hell is going on? Suddenly, a sharp pain struck his head. In his arms, junior sister Rong Rong suddenly appeared covered in blood, barely breathing. Senior brother, run, leave me. And at the same time, countless painful memories surged into Lin Xiao's mind, overwhelming him and nearly breaking him. He coughed up a mouthful of blood. Thanks to the system's support, he slowly regained stability. Moments later, he woke up confused. What was that just now? I should send junior sister back first, then finish the pill-stealing mission. Outside the alchemy room, junior sister Wei Wei was also waiting early. Suddenly, she heard movement behind her. Without thinking at all, she leapt forward, eyes closed, lips puckered, ready to kiss. Lin Xiao hurriedly removed his face cloth. Do you even know who I am? And you're already trying to kiss me? Wei Wei smiled sweetly. I'd never forget senior brother's scent. Not even in death. But why are you wearing a night outfit in the alchemy hall? Lin Xiao scratched his head. How was he supposed to answer? He obviously couldn't say, I'm here to do crimes. Seeing her innocent gaze, Lin Xiao suddenly had an idea. He draped his outer robe over her shoulders. Wei Wei, it's cold. Senior brother came to check on you. Don't catch a chill. Senior brother, you're so good, Wei Wei. The brief warmth made her melt completely. By the time she came back to her senses, Lin Xiao had already vanished. She immediately ran toward the pill storage warehouse. But Lin Xiao had already succeeded. Holding the stolen pill, he grinned smugly. This plan of clone distracting the junior sisters, real body stealing the pill, he'd give himself full marks. But he didn't expect that Master was still Master. She had already predicted his prediction. Standing above, she sighed, shower. With me helping you, why steal a tiny pill? Besides, the pill was sent away long ago. What you're holding now is the Bodhi soul-boosting pill crafted by Senior Munji. Just keep it close to your body, and you'll naturally absorb its essence. Xiao Hongling tapped her rosy lips, smiling with delight. With its power, Xiao's chances of slaying the brute, Yi Chun, will only rise. Poor Lin Xiao had absolutely no idea. The next day, he came to the alchemy room full of expectation, but the elder in charge said that everything was fine last night and nothing had happened. The four girls of Divine Wand Peak stood to the side without saying a word. This made Lin Xiao feel like crying. After all the trouble he went through to steal the pill yesterday, not even a ripple appeared. He was about to take out the pill and expose himself as the thief, but the moment his hand reached into his robe, he froze. Where's my pill? That big pill, where did it go? Just as Lin Xiao was stunned, Xiao Hongling's soft laugh sounded behind him. Disciple, have you not rested well lately? Your mind seems a little fuzzy. Her narrowed, smiling eyes made Lin Xiao instantly realize that this matter must be related to her. He decided to ask her directly, Master, may your disciple visit your Lotus Cave residence later? After returning with his master, Lin Xiao chose to speak frankly. Master, why did you give me the Sword Intent infusion back then? And about Yi Chen's provocation that day, did you already know about it beforehand? Your disciple truly doesn't want to be treated like a fool. Please explain it clearly today. Faced with his questions, Xiao Hongling fell silent for a moment. Then she smiled gently. Disciple, sometimes the more you know, the heavier the burden and the less happiness you'll have. Just remember this. No matter what happens in the future, your master will shield you from wind and rain. You only need to be carefree, just like when you were young. That gentle smile dispelled all of Lin Xiao's doubts. After saying this, she showed a trace of embarrassment. Shower, before I met you, it was also my first time being a master. I was terrified that I wasn't good enough and would ruin your future. Now that you know all this, you must think your master is laughable and embarrassing. Hearing her heartfelt words, a strange feeling rose in Lin Xiao's chest. I'm just a villain. How could I deserve such kindness from my master? Finally, He could no longer suppress his feelings and bent down to kiss his master's forehead. Even he didn't know why he did such a thing. But his master's reaction was adorable. First startled, then retreating in panic, scolding in confusion. Bold. "Shower, you're becoming more and more unruly." Lin Xiao hurried to explain. "Master, you've misunderstood. A forehead kiss is a tradition in my hometown. It's a way juniors express the highest respect to elders." Then he took out a piece of black silk as compensation. "Master, this item is called black silk. Paired with your beauty, it would be unrivaled under heaven." Xiao Hongling was quite satisfied with the texture of the black silk. But seeing Lin Xiao's expectant little gaze, her face turned red again. Ever since Lin Xiao secretly took her ice silk stockings, she knew he had this preference. But wear black silk? Impossible. As the head of a branch, she could never wear it for him. She then found an excuse to send him away. Holding the black silk, she examined it repeatedly. This brat never does anything proper, always fooling around. But when she thought of Lin Xiao's hopeful eyes, she softened again. She secretly decided that if Lin Xiao could slay Yi Chun in the Five Branches martial meet, wearing it for him to see might not be impossible. Meanwhile, Lin Xiao was doing his usual slacking. For the past few days, he had been staring at the sex life tablets. When several jade tablets high above shattered at the same time, Lin Xiao understood. This meant the sect master's personal disciples had fallen in battle. The storyline mission of the Kanglan City battle against the demon sect was about to begin. The next moment, the sect master's voice echoed across the eastern gate. All branch heads and disciples were to gather in the main hall immediately. Along with the voice came endless black clouds spreading across the sky. Lin Xiao walked out slowly with his hands behind his back. The day was finally changing. Before leaving, he once again reminded Huaijin to go down the mountain early and take refuge. He completely failed to notice that in Huaijin's eyes, his departing back looked taller than ever. Soon, all the senior disciples of each peak arrived at the meeting hall. The brute, Yi Chun, made a ridiculously arrogant entrance. But his coolness lasted only 3 seconds before everyone's attention shifted to Lin Xiao. If Yi Chun was a genius, then Lin Xiao was the monster beyond genius. Having his spotlight stolen made the brute furious. But after just a few words from Lin Xiao, his anger turned into powerless rage. He couldn't beat him, couldn't outtalk him, and could only grit his teeth in humiliation. What followed was almost the same as the original plot. Lin Xiao, Yi Chun, and Zhu Wanning each led a team toward Kanglan City, and Wei Wei and Rong Rong were assigned to accompany them. This arrangement made Lin Xiao very satisfied. What surprised him even more was that during the departure ceremony the next day, after Rong Rong took the lead in making her oath, his master came to send everyone off, and she was actually wearing the black silk he had gifted her. She shyly called out to him, "You brat, wait a moment." Her embarrassed yet caring expression was so cute that Lin Xiao nearly melted. But in a hidden corner, junior sister Ying was jealous and heartbroken. She had wanted to give Lin Xiao the ring she had woven by hand, but the master took the chance first. And thinking of the smooth, silky black silk on her master's legs, Ying became even sadder, her little pearls of tears falling one by one. That night, the group reached 30 li outside Kanglan City. Before Lin Xiao could even complain about being tired, the two junior sisters rushed up excitedly. "Senior brother, this mission is extremely dangerous. How about we rest and recover our strength?" Lin Xiao was instantly full of question marks. Those were clearly his lines. Since they already said it, what was he supposed to say now? To stay consistent with the original plot, Lin Xiao went along with it and agreed to rest. The two girls clapped their hands, strangely delighted for some reason. While everyone was busy with their own tasks, Lin Xiao began recalling the plot from the original novel. Tomorrow, they would encounter two paths, one filled with birdsong and flowers, the other eerie and cold. As a bully who fears the strong-type villain, Lin Xiao would choose the path that looked safe. And at the end of that road, he would face the big boss of this storyline mission. Just then, Huaijin walked over carrying a pot of pork rib soup. Everyone praised his skills, both his cooking and his personality. Huaijin scratched his head shyly. "Everyone's flattering me." The ingredients were actually provided by senior sister Wei Wei. Wei Wei blushed and told everyone to drink the soup while it was hot. Junior sister Rong Rong lifted a pot of tea and said with hidden meaning, Huaijin, pour some green tea for senior sister Wei Wei. She loves green tea the most. Instantly, the two women's gazes clashed in midair, while Lin Xiao sipped his soup cluelessly. Then thud, a disciple collapsed and whispered weakly, the soup is poisoned. In an instant, Huaijin became the prime suspect. Lin Xiao grabbed him urgently, and Huaijin panicked. Senior brother, I really don't know anything. If you don't believe me, I'll drink it myself. After finishing a bowl of chicken broth, Huaijin collapsed too. Watching the disciples fall one after another, Lin Xiao tensed up completely. Damn it, could a demon sex spy have infiltrated us? Finally, he also closed his eyes and collapsed into sleep. He never expected the culprit wasn't an outsider at all. It was the obsessive-looking junior sister Wei Wei. Senior brother, tonight, you finally belong to Wei Wei alone. She smiled mysteriously at the unconscious Lin Xiao. But just as she was about to claim her victory, a righteous voice cried out. Third junior sister, let go of senior brother immediately. It was Gui Yurong stopping her. Senior sister, why weren't you poisoned? Rong Rong smiled. Third sister, I've watched you grow up. Even telling a tiny lie makes your expression stiff, let alone poisoning someone. Earlier, when Huaijin brought the soup and said you bought the ingredients, I noticed your eyes avoiding mine. That guilt was obvious, so I didn't drink any. And it seems I was right. Wei Wei's gaze turned cold. If that's the case, don't blame me for being rude. Senior brother tonight must be mine. Rong Rong only smiled wider. Did you really think I was going to fight you? Counting the time, you should be falling asleep right about now. Wei Wei suddenly remembered. The tea earlier had also been drugged. Her body softened and she collapsed. Rong Rong walked over and lifted Wei Wei's soft chin with a finger. Junior sister, you've planned for a long time to win senior brother. But have you ever considered how much I have thought about for him? Since you want to take everything from senior brother, I'll take your first kiss first. Then Rong Rong forced a kiss on the powerless Wei Wei. She even licked her lips proudly afterward. Your first kiss will never be senior brother's. Her gaze shifted to the sleeping Lin Xiao, and she decided to carry him back to the room first. Rong Rong couldn't resist anymore as she stared at Lin Xiao's adorable sleeping face. She leaned in and gave him a kiss, swearing that after everything ended, she would take him far away. But the next second, her face flushed. She had just kissed her junior sister, and now she kissed senior brother. Didn't that mean they indirectly kissed each other? But that wasn't important. Rong Rong then appeared before the corpse demon Taoist of the Yin Ghost sect. Without saying a word, she killed him with a single strike. From the filthy ground, she picked up a concentration pearl. In the original plot, this was a pretty good artifact that eventually ended up in the brute hands. Naturally, Rong Rong would never let Yi Chen have it. She wanted to give it to Lin Xiao as a token of affection. But just as she was fantasizing about a bright future, a perverted voice echoed. It came from a scantily dressed demon cultivator. With just one glance, he froze Rong Rong in place. As she stared in shock, he approached with his tongue disgustingly extended. Don't worry, young lady. I'm not like that corpse demon Taoist. I only like men. Before I devour you, I'll show you some mercy and tell you this. I am Ji Outhian of the Soul Heaven sect, young lord of the Soul Hall. Little girl, become nourishment for me. Rong Rong shut her eyes in fear. In this life, she had trained since childhood and avenged her parents early together with Lin Xiao. She never dared slack for even a day and grew into the beloved second disciple of Divine Wan Peak. Yet in the end, she was still as weak as in her previous life. Tears slid from her eyes. I'm sorry, senior brother. Rong Rong still has so much to tell you. Suddenly, Lin Xiao roared, stop. Surrounded by thunderous lightning, he descended from the sky in fury. Rong Rong gasped. Senior brother? Ji Outyin lifted his head, panic overflowing his face. Lin Zhao's gaze was filled with killing intent. If he didn't run now, he would die in the next second. A bolt of lightning struck down from the sky, turning Ji Outyin, young lord of the Soul Hall, into ashes. He died without understanding how the declining Qinglan immortal sect still had someone like this. It turned out that just moments after Rong Rong left, Lin Xiao had opened his eyes. He had only been pretending to faint earlier and accidentally discovered his junior sister's true nature. Dog system, did you hear that? I've acted as a villain for over 10 years, and the real naive White Lotus turned out to be me. Lin Xiao clutched his head. How was he supposed to finish the mission like this? But more than the mission, he was worried about Rongrong's safety. Truly, junior sister was more important than any task. Looking at Ji Aoyin's corpse, Lin Xiao snorted. You don't even know how to jejejia, yet you dare call yourself the Soul Hall's young lord. He then pulled Rongrong into his arms. This place isn't safe. Let's go. But it was already too late to leave. A strange paper figure flew toward the two of them. When the paper talisman attacked, Lin Xiao didn't panic at all and told his junior sister not to be afraid. Then he switched into his kind and hospitable Zuin mode, sending 360-degree blessings at Tianyin Boy with no blind spots. Tianyin Boy's blood pressure instantly shot through the roof, and he exploded into a puddle of blood. In the original story, this guy was scolded to death by Lu Yingying. What Lin Xiao did technically reproduce the plot. So senior brother's mouth is this powerful too. Junior sister recovered from her shock and handed the concentration pearl to Lin Xiao. Its effect was beyond heaven-defying. In the original story, it was one of Yi Chen's top-tier artifacts. Now that it was in his hands, Lin Xiao honestly felt reluctant to give it back to the brute Yi Chen. Just as he was conflicted, a decadent, middle-aged man appeared before them. His name was Jiang Yuan, direct disciple of Ziyun Jinren and former chief disciple of Longzhou Peak. Like Lin Xiao, he was also a transmigrator. He once chose to rot because his system wasn't strong enough. But his junior brother's death made Jiang Yuan stand up again. He intended to stop the brute Yi Chen from destroying the Qinglan immortal sect. He originally planned to take the concentration pearl, but after recognizing the person in front of him as Lin Xiao, Jiang Yuan fell back into decadence again. So it's Lin Xiao, the one who defeated Yi Chen twice. Just keep the pearl. His dramatic mood swings made Lin Xiao wonder if this man had some sort of mental issue. He pulled his junior sister, ready to leave. But Jiang Yuan called out, I have 3 things to say. Please listen. First, you may be stronger than you think. If something in this world breaks, it is because you change your own fate. Second, protect the people around you. If you love someone, love boldly. Don't let certain scums take advantage. Rongrong's face turned bright red. She quickly hugged Lin Zhao's arm to claim territory. Thank you for the guidance, senior. Our marriage doesn't need your concern. Jiang Yuan's expression didn't change as he spoke the third. With great power comes great responsibility. When the demon sect brings calamity to the world someday, you must do your part. Lin Xiao still saw himself as a small villain and didn't take the word seriously. Until another boss appeared near Kanglin City. Jiang Yuan volunteered to stay behind and cover the retreat. Only then did Lin Xiao feel that this man might not be simple. That night, he couldn't sleep at all. Ever since Yi Chen came up the mountain, nothing followed the original plot. His junior sisters acted strangely, and even Jiang Yuan, a background tool character, came out to warn him. Lin Xiao felt strongly that these people were no longer story characters, but living beings of their own. But as a villain, can I really defeat a protagonist blessed by destiny? Lin Xiao had far too little understanding of himself. After thinking for a while, he hid back under the blanket again, deciding to obediently act as Yi Chen's stepping stone and finish his final scene properly. Even the system couldn't stand it anymore and sent several messages. Congratulations, host. Your beaming heaven-devouring immortal art has advanced. Your cultivation has broken through from golden core to manifestation realm. Lin Xiao shot up from the bed, the strange reaction in his dantian making his whole body feel overflowing with power. He couldn't wait to summon his true Dharma form. With a flash, a long sword wrapped in golden lightning appeared. Lin Xiao wasn't satisfied, because in the original story, everyone else's Dharma forms were overwhelmingly flashy, while his sword looked embarrassingly plain. But remembering that in the original plot, he was just a Golden Core mob character, he felt relieved and lay back down to continue escaping reality. Just then, Wei Wei arrived. Senior brother, I'm feeling anxious. Can I sleep with you tonight? After the drugging incident, her image had already collapsed, and Lin Xiao truly didn't dare let her inside. He claimed men and women should keep distance, and he wasn't even dressed. Wei Wei's face turned red at that. She pushed the door open and walked straight in. Lin Xiao hurriedly used the blanket to cover his chest. Wei Wei, what are you trying to do? Senior brother. Wei Wei wants to tell you something from her heart. She sat on the bed and slowly leaned closer. Lin Xiao didn't dare move at all, but Wei Wei was determined today, using an innocent expression as cover. Her hand slipped under the blanket, and she grabbed Lin Xiao's handle directly. Lin Xiao paled with shock. Junior sister, let go. But Wei Wei wasn't flustered at all. Instead, she blushed proudly and said she had read many books since childhood and understood some biochemical knowledge. Speaking as she leaned onto Lin Xiao's abs, saying she was here tonight to study together. Lin Xiao shouted and pushed her away. Stop, Wei Wei. All the junior sisters are outside. If anyone sees this, neither of us will have a place in the sect anymore. Rejected, Wei Wei froze, and small pearls rolled down her cheeks. She looked at Lin Xiao sadly and said she didn't need anything. She only wanted one answer. Between her and Rong Rong, who did he like more? The question left Lin Xiao unable to respond. Worse, the door opened again. Rong Rong junior sister also walked in. Third junior sister, you shameless thing. Let go of senior brother. Second senior sister, so you were stalking me. The moment they met, the two began attacking each other verbally. Lin Xiao trembled on the side. His junior sister's battlefield had finally descended on his head. Was there any justice left? Suddenly, Rong Rong took the lead, grabbing his arm. Senior brother, better to end the pain quickly. It's time to tell her and let her give up. Rong Rong thought, if senior brother didn't favor me, why did he accompany me for revenge since childhood? Why did he rush alone to save me in Kanglan City? And in terms of figure, I've already won against Wei Wei. The junior sister grabbed his other arm. Senior brother, put away your gentleness and tell senior sister to stop daydreaming. It's affecting her cultivation. In Rong Rong's view, Lin Xiao liked her the most. After all, he helped fix her zither strings since childhood, and that hot handle just now was clearly his affection. The two women asked in unison, Senior brother, who do you choose? Cold sweat instantly rolled down Lin Xiao's back. He stepped off the bed and told the two of them to look up at the night sky. Two silent tears fell as he said, I'm like the moon above, shining on you two stars. Only when the three of us are together does the night become complete. Now do you understand my intention? Those words completely bewitched both junior sisters. They fell into his arms from both sides, crying, Senior brother, our minds were too small. Don't be sad. We'll always be one family. No more childish fights. Lin Xiao revealed a quiet, victorious smile. As a natural, warm-hearted man, melting the hearts of these Yandere-type junior sisters, he really was too gentle. In the end, both junior sisters became his wings. The three of them squeezed onto one bed like when they were young, the atmosphere harmonious. Yet even with one in each arm, Lin Xiao remained strangely calm. A long-lost warmth filled his chest. It felt like a home. If he weren't the villain, and if the junior sisters weren't heroines, maybe they really could form a happy family. But what must come cannot be avoided. After tonight, it would be time for him to step off the stage. A faint fear rose within him. If he sank any deeper, there would be no return. The system remained unusually silent. Lin Xiao fell asleep in the quiet. Early the next morning, Zhu Wanning came to report that a fierce battle had erupted in Kanglan City last night. The demonic cult had suffered a crushing defeat. Hearing that, Lin Xiao led his junior sisters to continue the demon cleansing mission. Around several locations near Kanglan City, they destroyed spirit veins contaminated by the cult. His junior sisters, finding each vein so accurately, made Lin Xiao form a bold suspicion. Afterward, everyone tacitly avoided meeting the brute, Yi Chun, and returned separately to their sect. Junior sister Ying had long been waiting. The moment she saw Lin Xiao, she jumped straight into his arms. Lin Xiao touched only smooth silk. She was wearing those white tights again. Too smooth. No, he couldn't think about that. He tried to stay calm, but Ying rubbed against him like a clingy cat. Their intimate closeness made the other junior sisters jealous. Wei Wei and Rong Rong even showed the same expression. Junior sister, Temporary truce. We can't let the youngest take the lead. Both senior sisters cast resentful glances and said, "Don't cling to senior brother like that. He must report to the sect master. Don't disturb him." Ying rubbed against Lin Xiao again, ignoring all advice. Lin Xiao felt the murderous stares. In certain anime from his past life, this level of situation meant getting chopped 1,000 times. Ying then turned her wrong face toward them. "I just wanted senior brother to peewo a little. Am I unworthy of his affection just because I'm the silly one?" That pitiful tone instantly melted the two senior sisters. After all, Ying was just a naive girl. How bad could her intentions be? The two agreed to let Lin Xiao accompany Ying for now. Ying immediately beamed with joy. Back in the room, with no outsiders, she shed her obedient facade. Lin Xiao was apologizing for not taking her on missions. Ying stuck out her tongue and sat directly on his lap. She wasn't angry. She had waited so long. Wasn't she owed a reward? Lin Xiao tried to play dumb. Ying leaned closer, her lips approaching his. "Senior brother, you're so bad. You clearly know what I want." When the kiss was about to land again, Lin Xiao quickly pushed her away. He told her that although he doted on her, it was the affection of an elder toward a junior. Lip to lip would be different. Hearing that, Ying's eyes turned red. "But that time I kissed senior brother, you didn't reject me either. That was because you were injured by Yichun. I didn't want to hurt your feelings. You're an adult now, but still, you can't be so daring." Even Lin Xiao blushed saying that. His mouth was lecturing, yet his body was embarrassingly honest. Ying began searching around in his arms.